It's Thursday. That means it's Modern Thursday, live from Titan Games in Peoria, the Casbah of Peoria Gaming, where card floppers and dice chuckers play in harmony. I'm Evil Bob, your resident head of the box, joined at my side in the booth by Mr. Billy Murphy.
Hello, Internet.
And we have a good matchups for you here tonight. We have Danzee on Bottom Barrel.
Because it's been Pathfinder all the time, so no, I actually don't have a character.
That's called Bottom Barrel because he delves. He's delving deep.
He's getting deep in there.
Yep, he's got that he's got that Delver secrets, and he's got to go all the way down to the bottom. And he's going up against Scott Clark.
All the way to the bottom.
All the way down. Scott Clark is, as always, is on Boros Humans.
My character was...
we don't have Master Snell here again this week. I'm sad about that, but that's okay.
Give everyone else a chance.
It does give everyone else a chance. We also have We also do not have Ricky Ruff, so we are Rhino-less represented, and people just don't want to win.
I don't know why I showed up today if there's no Rhino Ricky.
There's no Rockin' Rhino Ricky. Rockin' Ricky Rhino Ruff. Anyway, okay. So we've got, looks like a Thalia's lieutenant coming down. Danzee is just going to counter of some sort.
Gotta dish it out.
Maybe spell pierce, could be any number of things, and that's just going to get bolted. Danzee keeping the board clear.
And a 4 in black border bolt there.
Yeah, probably. It's probably French.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do want to apologize. I was not here on Tuesday. I was dealing with an internal issue that I could not. RDX Dragon, true that. Snell beats me every time. This is Mylene, by the way. Hello, Mylene! And hello over to AA Ron. If he's be watching with you or in the vicinity, or even if not, hey to Mylene, hey to AA Ron. Glad you was joining. Danzee, wow, everybody's life total is really low already. That's what happens when you play Burn Burn. So we got 11 and we've got 12. Burny, burny, burn, 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 burn.
And to answer your question, people around the station.
Okay, now we have Taylor Swiftspear. I'm gonna get you. And a champion of the parish. And more humans. And champion's gonna get a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. Oh, diggity. Looks like soldiers coming down, and everybody has haste. Oh my goodness.
Oh lordy.
Taylor's gonna jump in front of that and suicide to death, and Danzee's gonna go down to 9.
Yeah, he's got this.
He does, and then everybody's just gone. I guess they were there until the end of turn.
Taking a nap.
18.
Dirt nap.
16.
Oh, that's what I did wrong. Ha! I'll do it at the end of or in between rounds or matches here. Champion of the parish goes attacking and runs into a Snapcaster mage who's probably gonna also deal bolt damage. So bolt plus block equals 1 dead champion.
Get out of here.
And yep, cast it. Make sure you cast it. Okay. Oh, wait, what? Danzee block and then bolt to the face? I don't understand this at all.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
Let's see how it plays out. And he's going to cast something to take Danzee down 4 more life. So Danzee's at a mighty 5. Scott may have him in a precarious position. Bolt to the face. Lightning Helix in response. So down to 1. Danzee goes to 3, goes back to 1, and Scott gets down to 5. Danzee, final round. We find an Opt and a Lightning Helix. So the Lightning Helix could keep him alive unless Scott has 2. No, it's not going to keep him alive. It's too much damage. We're going to peek. Let's take a look at your hand. Look at those 2 beautiful lands. Danzee's going to draw a card. And he's going to put down a Taylor Swiftspear. So we've got blocks. And I guess that was a... Oh, it was we are jump starting something out of the graveyard. Oh, I bet it was a risk factor because he drew 3 cards.
Okay.
Danzee didn't have the life to pay to do that. Risk factor. Risk factor. Target opponent may have risk factor, deal 4 damage to them. If they don't, you draw 3 cards. And it looks like Danzee did not hold off the onslaught, and Scott is going to go up 1-0. And we are off and running tonight.
That's right, we are.
Okay. So
Now I'm going to fix my background because it's not still a Cold Steel Heart. We are in March.
What's your theme for this month?
Well, my background for tonight is the Matenda Lion. And it's going to take me a little while to get them down there. So while we're looking at nothing, I would like to remind everybody that Modern Thursday is filmed in front of a live Starfinder audience. Hello, Starfinders!
Hello, Podman.
Heard that.
I am being told that Starfinder and Pathfinder are going to be switching off every other weekie. So Starfinder this week, Pathfinder next week, followed by Starfinder, and then if pattern holds true, Pathfinder. So we're still sideboarding. I'm still moving this file down because I have a lot of things on my...
I don't know why you just don't have overlays made.
This is an overlay.
I
just need to move it down because there's a lot of stuff on top of it. There we go. Alright, got the Matenda Lion. Because it's March!
Should have made like should have done like Madness or something for March Madness.
Maybe I'll do that next year.
You should. Why'd you do it this year?
Because I already had this theme planned out since April last year.
I don't think you were going to remember to do it next year.
I will.
I don't believe you.
What do you... Hi, Muse. What's up? Just coming to say hi, impart your musiness upon us. Awesome.
I can feel the musiness.
I can see the music. Music. Get it? Music.
Mucinex?
That stuff's awesome. Just don't ever take more than 1 pill at a time. Or you'll start imagining that leprechauns are coming out. I think it was leprechauns.
That sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah. Vince, when Vince got sick, I had just discovered the awesomeness of Mucinex, so I suggested it was like, hey, you should try Mucinex. And instead of reading the instructions, he took it. Oh, hey, El Deuterino, what's going on?
El Deuterino.
El Deuterino. Things go. Thing goes. But instead of reading the instructions on how to take Mucinex, he just treated it like any other cold medicine, popped 2 of them bad boys. Ooh. And was immediately transported to the leprechauns going to kill him, and they had to get out of there because something was hiding in the trunk. Could not be talked out of it. That's just the way it was. They said it was the single most terrifying and entertaining 10 hours that they have ever experienced in their time together. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, you gotta only do one every 12 hours. 1 will work wonders, 2 will make you wish you were dead. So, thanks to Mr. Murphy, I was able to acquire the Chase Fig, low package count, low packaging.
Well, it's not necessarily that. It's more or less that he's in a second wave that just was never in stores.
Yeah. Teased on the back of product, but not really released until it came out. Dr. Ian Malcolm. Hi. Hello. I'm Jeff holding a torch. Goldblum.
Hey, over here. Hey, hey,
Huh?
hey.
What? Huh? Oh, hey,
Hey.
hey. I saw somebody else being heroic, and I have to now attempt to be the same heroic, except not understanding what's happening.
He did a pretty good job.
He did. He almost screwed up everything, and I think more people died than needed to, because Ian Malcolm wanted to be a hero.
Well, you know, John Hammond brought this all on himself, anyways, by trying to play God.
Hey, John Hammond spared no expense, okay?
Yeah, well. Except when it came to Dennis Nedry.
And we're already down a collective 10 life. Scott to 16, Danzee to 14.
Come on, Danzee.
Danzee's going to Lightning Helix to swap those life totals back around. 1, 2, 3. 13 to 17 now. Oh, unless he killed a creature with it. Looks like he did kill a creature, and I'm totally paying attention. Are we getting any closer to the slap for subs? I wish I could tell you happy times. I believe we are still sitting at 60 subscribers.
What's the goal, 100?
100. Still need a Hunsky.
A Hunsky.
Hunsky.
We're looking for
Let's check the... Yep. Still at a respectable 60 subscribers, so we still need 40 more before we are going to slap the ever-loving hell out of Ben Seidel, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I just feel it in my grundle. It's my fleshy fun bridge. Still my crowning board game night achievement is playing a card that I knew Pete wouldn't fully understand, that he read with such gusto and didn't shy away like many other cards played on him. Because as he got to mine, it's like, I knew it was going to be fun because it started with taint, and that's not too bad of a word. So the taint, the grundle, and the fleshy fun bridge. Until he got to the last part, he had no idea what he was saying, and that was wonderful. I know, Ben. I'm trying, buddy. I still need 40 people. And you know what you can do? You can tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your parents, tell your pets. Subscribe to the Zone 521 on YouTube, and together we can slap Ben Seidel. It's gonna happen, buddy. I'm working on it. Danzee goes attacking with Taylor Swift Spear. Oh. That'll teach me to think that I understand everything. Will you pass that over, sir? Thank you very much. Okay, so lots of things happening, and more humans. Human-y things going down.
It is a bit expensive.
Are you out? Go one. Yeah, you gotta go replenish your French steward allocations. Shall see you later. So Billy is in the process of cracking open and organizing his nightly or his week his spoiled purchases, which is a box of the new Transformers.
Yeah, Rise of the Combiners.
Rise of the Combiners.
Maybe they're not. Who can say, right?
So,
those
did you get a full set like you did last time? Commons and commons.
Full set of commons, like play set.
Yeah.
I think I got every one of the uncommons. I don't think I got a full play set. Then obviously you don't get a full set of rares. So.
Well, of course you could.
No. Oh, yeah. There have been people who got some boxes that had 3 rares versus the 1 rare per pack.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's possible that I could get Lady Luck on my side.
I believe.
Not in this case, though.
Not in this case, but
Not in this case. Next time, maybe.
Not Nom, of course.
Walter, what does this have to do with fucking Nom?
Well, it's a literal translation. All right, Champion of Parish is back down, and it's being accompanied by another human of sorts. The only thing that I am assured of, well, no, it's not human because Champion didn't get bigger. What in the world is Scott playing here? It's supposed to be Boros Humans. Oh, okay, so apparently he did get bigger. And he's going to get pathed.
Escort you to our headquarters and have you discuss it with our superiors.
Alright, so Scott's going to go and pull out probably a Plains. That's a good idea. Is it going to be a Plains? I bet it's a Plains. What are the odds that it's a Plains?
I don't think anybody would do that when you're around with us.
Oh, those are famous last words if ever I've heard them.
Yeah, we're going to turn that off. Yeah, something miraculous has happened that I wasn't fully prepared for.
Okay.
There are now Pokemon spawning around this gym.
I smell a trap.
What?
I was as shocked as anybody. But yeah, I'm like, it's what is it catching? There's never there are Pokemons here now.
That's tremendous.
I do like this road flare. It's a nice mixture of iridescent or translucent and that's really good.
Find you
Can I see it?
Yeah.
at our headquarters.
It's like you get like the nice or a nice amount of light piping to give it like a flare at the bottom, and
Be able to fake your own death.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
that's
It's
not bad.
such an easy thing to do.
I mean, especially for something that would very easily just be, you know, it's like blob of smoke on stick. I think they did a really good job on that. I dig it. I dig it a lot.
Too bad you gotta buy 2 of them. That way you can give Alan Grant one.
Nah, Alan Grant doesn't need one.
But you are the society.
There are a few places safer than our headquarters.
2.
We will extend the full protection
Oh,
of the Pathfinder Starfinder.
I did not realize the sunglasses come off.
Oh, did you drop them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get 'em in a
let me-
minute.
Yeah. We'll get
Okay, and it looks like Danzee got this one? Question mark?
You stop.
We're shuffling up, resetting life totals. Are people walking away? No, Danzee got the win, so we are 1-1 Fantastico. Blue victory.
Okay. Well, don't move your feet too much. So you
Oh,
don't
I know.
feel
They fell like straight down.
Let me. Oh, I got my phone here.
That
Hold
was
on.
a weird trap.
Okay.
Well, interesting.
What, you think there's a trap set up between here and our headquarters?
Oh, that could never happen, right?
Okay.
Well, then why wouldn't they just trap it here?
They.
It says it could happen here too.
So you guys are gonna start.
That's why I want to get out of here.
Yes.
Okay.
Thought they went down.
That's all right.
Da, 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 da.
About the tall building with
You're right. It's not necessarily.
Gray on gray is not a good thing.
Okay. So, as you start
hang on.
go through the 10-day park,
Yeah. I'm
okay? And,
that trap.
oh, I wouldn't say it's a trap.
No, the word ambush sounds better, right?
Yeah, I mean, we
So
have.
that's essentially a trap too.
That's a chance we're going to have to take.
Yeah.
She's already gave us the.
That's okay, I got really good perception.
We know you're holding your sword. You don't got to remind us anymore.
No, I was saying we have the data, so we can just leave.
Okay. So,
Who would kill an insect? You know?
place yourself here on this side of the.
Do we have some figures?
Hell yeah. Yep, I carry a few figures. Unfortunately, I don't carry any ants. And I think this thing looks like an ant.
One of those. Here's a.
This
This is actually that guy. That character.
Oh, it is a, yeah, I thought it was a
Better,
robot.
I think you've got in.
Yeah. They're the operative. Operative is that guy, and then
making sure that you didn't like step on him and stuff.
oh, you reuse this guy.
Yeah, it'll work.
All right, then I guess I'll be the one that's your
Was more like me. Yeah, just kind of look like that
Oh,
picture.
boy.
That is that character.
Yeah, I would really imagine it is.
No, it is.
Okay, we need a fig for the little
I
old
can't
lady.
read that. I don't have my glasses with
I
me.
don't know what
I never
It
anticipated.
says that.
I never anticipated to have to be reading anything, so I didn't bring any. Then I was in a real rush.
Here's the old lady.
Well,
I will stand next to the old lady.
I'll stand ready for you.
Okay, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
For perception, you just straight initiative.
Correct.
Cool.
Well, I'm off to a roaring start here.
Test it
I'll
out.
trade you.
I don't know where the initiative is all this thing.
Oh, one.
There he is.
you find him?
That's
Okay, I'll get him.
10 now.
10.
This
Yeah.
How do you set?
yeah,
2 plus 5 is 7.
Got it.
Right behind the bag.
Pass.
No, that's not it.
That's not it.
That's a piece of cloth.
13.
And Cal.
I'm on 4.
I think they call that dead. You know,
No.
you get killed before you get to move.
It would be difficult to kill me before I get to.
That's good. Glad to hear that.
If anybody's in front of us,
That's okay. I got my faithful walking over everybody.
he also has a laser gun. Yeah, no plus.
Pass. What is your initiative? Your modifier?
4.
Ha. Okay, roll me. We're both plus 4 now. You're gonna win it.
This is legitimate.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, you're allowed to roll 3.
I know at least I go in front of one enemy.
All right.
Well, you don't know. There could be an enemy that you go in front of.
Not likely.
Which one?
Okay.
On the assumption, it may have fallen down my pants.
Okay.
So, at the end of this match, I will take a trip and make sure that is the case. Oh my goodness.
Got a whole, I think, 12 hit points.
There's also stamina points, which are.
Oh,
There we go.
because yeah, I tried to catch it here and I thought,
They're not gonna let us cross that over. Oh, even nicer.
so daffy.
The front of your lip of your laptop.
Yeah, I lifted up.
Start and get to
All right.
We'll find him.
Anyway,
C3.
He's call, or you can call him and tell us that you're like you didn't get the replacement set.
Human game members.
Okay, we're back, everybody.
all right, and it looks like game 3 just gets started,
Well, we
so
didn't miss anything.
good for us. 16 to 14.
So I
You
look
can't
at
have her.
it, and
All right, and we are going to be trading creatures.
and then I raise my sword. And
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Who's got? What's your initiative?
Oh, jeez. I have no bonus to intimidate.
Anybody got intimidate?
I'm checking.
wait,
Yeah, I got plus 5.
Okay, roll
There
the
you
intimidate
go.
check.
I can roll it.
12 and 5 is 7.
That's such a strange thing too, because they're not like
Right,
that small. Like you should be able to see them.
right.
I rolled a 1.
And it's not like this floor is dirty or anything.
No.
I really thought that piece of fuzz was it.
No, that was just a piece of fuzz.
Wow.
All right.
All right, looks like Scott gained a life.
We'll listen to the roll getting chopped
Go
up.
figure. It's gonna get by then.
Well, even if we
So-
stayed in that, I wanna
I wasted a natural
Well,
health.
it's cool they're removable. Just so
Right,
that,
right.
That they fell into the another void.
Yeah. It's weird. So weird.
Yep. Like that?
Oh,
I put the extra roll strike on it.
Yay!
Get the kids.
I mean, at least it wasn't free.
Get in there and hit somebody. Well, 3 would have failed just
All right. So 16, 17. Scott has a Thales Lieutenant, and it's going to get pathed in response to another creature being cast.
10 total.
And Danzee's going to lose a life for some reason.
And
What kind of weapon?
K.
okay, so
So,
And Danzee's stuck on one land. This is not where we want to be, folks.
Yeah, so it's energy.
Not where we want to be at all.
I'm using an Ember Flame.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ember Flame. It is KAC.
They're both lousy
Or
numbers.
no,
It's
EAC.
EAC.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Danzee takes
That's
3
okay. Then you hit.
Yay!
from the attack and still on one land. Oh, not like this. Not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this.
12 points of damage.
You rolled 8. Base.
Plus 4 from his strength.
Whoa.
And haste. Danzee takes 6.
Well, no, I don't. I have sword. It's just.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
I think that's a fetch, so
I don't care
he's got to go to perilous life to use it.
I like it when
Oh,
there's
he's
just
got
that
a
random
lightning
piece.
helix.
Yeah.
And he does. Oh no. Okay. So
He does have a lightning. Oh, nice.
okay. So it was not a fetch land. It was the fast land,
Oh, that's okay. I can't roll.
and he's just gonna bolt down the lieutenant or whatever that creature was. The lieutenant's long gone.
Rather gravely.
Oh, so it's not dead yet.
He's
Oh,
not
good.
dead
That
yet,
would have done me.
although he is.
Oh,
And draw. Looks like Scott is holding a bolt,
Only a critical. You actually didn't.
on the last stretch of his hit points, probably.
and we're casting that thing.
Well, I would bet a 21 hits because I'm rolling.
You didn't have to roll a.
Mine was
Yeah, I
You
know.
could roll a 14.
Ooh.
To hit my KAC.
Okay.
Yep, yep. Okay, I got something to take him out.
And take 1 point.
Go.
1 point.
And Boros Charm in response.
Oh.
Correct.
Scott goes to 13.
Yeah, only
Oh,
one.
the other thing is, so with Starfinder, you have both stamina and then hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Your stamina points are short term. So if you take
And Danzee's thinking long, hard, thick, and veiny about what to do
hit
here.
points are still hit points.
I ran into another game that did that.
Plays down a ooh,
Run a couple
ooh.
different game systems.
Sacred Foundry needed that land. Plays 1. Taylor Swift Spear passes turn.
And if you go down to 0 or below 0 on your hit points, a resolve points.
What kind of answers does Scott have?
Number 1
And there's some other uses for it.
shoots his pistol.
Scott goes ahead and untaps.
He shoots his pistol and all.
Draws.
Like, you know,
So he's holding bolt and 2 other.
As I hit the other.
I think one might be an eye, a mountain.
Pesca
So
died.
we go attacking.
They're really hard at this
Danzee
side,
takes
and
3
to finish them off.
outside of bolt range. Gonna bolt him. Gonna bolt. Lightning Helix in response. So Danzee's gonna end up at
I
1.
admire his confidence.
And Scott
We'll save for half. And he's
is
take
gonna go
9 + 10,
to
18 points.
won't matter. He'll end up
10.
You got 2d10.
I would
Yeah,
have.
and I just rolled max
I didn't
almost.
know if I should say you might want to put that against one of the other guys because he's gravely wounded.
Yeah, well, the rule is that as long as he's still gravely hurt, he can still
And-
heal. It's just as easy.
Yep, and Danzee has nothing to stop the onslaught. Scott picks up the victory, and unfortunately Danzee picks up a loss.
Ice up.
Oh,
We were all rooting for you.
I want this one.
Okay.
oh I'm
I
gonna laugh
can
at you.
move up to 30 feet.
Alright, Danzee goes 6 and 5 on the year thus farly.
Upgrade slot pistol.
And Scott Clark
It's my
picks up his
tactical
3rd win versus 1 loss. So not too bad, not too shabby. Both combatants, I wish you luck into the next round. I'm going to step out for half a tick and vacate the area so Bilton can take a look to see if those sunglasses can be found. While I'm gone, I'm going to leave you with the sultry sounds of the Pathfinder Society. Starfinder Society.
CR might be.
Yep. Okay. Now what'd you roll?
And adjusted 22.
And you hit.
Okay? So the
Now,
trick
was
attack
that
is
against 1 or 2? Sorry.
this one.
Got it. Okay.
Now, the that gets me a trick attack, and if successful, I deal 1d4 additional damage, and the target is flat-footed.
Okay.
Which is good too.
Now, the tactical auto pistol is +4, 13 plus 4 is 17.
And he collapses in his steam.
Oh, that's to hit.
Oh, that's the hit. Okay.
Yeah, his trick
Yeah,
attack. He has to
20
do
would be real good
he has to do
damage.
the stealth attack.
Okay.
Thank you. I
Stealth check
appreciate the
first.
fact that somebody was actually listening.
He has to do the stealth check first.
Got it.
That gets him the extra D4 damage. Then he hits with that. I guess flat-footed. I assume that that's going to be anyways
That'll be a
flat-footed.
bonus there.
That's 3 points plus a D6.
I like the 21 better for damage.
7 points.
Okay. That's number 1. Okay. And now it's number 2's turn.
And since it's piercing, I presume that goes against kinetic.
Oh, he's
Correct.
But it does say analog, whatever that
That's
means.
fine.
So
That means
analog.
it's not a laser.
Yeah.
Okay.
Slide him and slice him in half. That way I don't have to heal you.
And does a 13 hit you?
No,
Kinetic.
doesn't matter. I'm a 14 and a 15.
It's not hitting him.
Nope.
Oh, unless you've got range. You're hitting him.
No, he's.
Oh,
No, he's
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
He's
You're
on the
hitting him. He's 10 feet away.
Yep. Hitting you. 13?
Really?
Yes.
Kinetic case one? Oh, it doesn't matter. Still would hit me.
Okay. So take another 3 points.
I guess I should have taken a step forward.
Yeah, but you would have beaten it. Well, maybe I don't got armor on.
He's a
Yeah.
soldier. He's
No,
supposed to take
well,
it.
No, then he's got armor on.
But he has more armor than me in both things, so.
You've got more than me.
I have more armor than
I don't
either
have
of you.
any.
I have more hit points, but I'm going in the front.
I'm pretty sure I have
You
no armor
Gatling,
on.
a laser.
Cal.
Is that my turn?
Yep.
So I guess to get a good line, I'm gonna have to come over here.
Your laser.
Then I'm gonna shoot number 1 with my artillery azimuth laser. I have 19.
That's a hit.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine a laser tank with a.
AC's not hard here, I've noticed. AC's a really.
I have
oh,
10 damage. Fire.
Okay.
Or
Right out 10.
yeah, laser is fire damage.
That's the
Yeah,
base.
so
It's like
imagine
gone
two
as a
lasers
void.
Are they
make
gone?
me kind of
I can't find
He
them.
just made me another target. I love weekend people.
And I tell her to follow behind me.
Pesk.
I smack her.
Yep.
Number 1.
Return the favor.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
It's
6
a
does not
natural
hit.
1.
6. Nope, that will not hit.
Right?
Does Starfinder recognize one as being fumbles?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like I looked over there. I moved your
No.
duffel bag onto the chair.
Not for
across from
society
you.
play.
It just
I might
automatically
go that way.
misses.
Yeah, it automatically misses.
Okay.
So
Who's next?
20,
I'd like to use the fumble card, but we can't do that in society.
yeah. 20, I assume will automatically hit then probably too.
Yes, a 20 is
What's
an
the
automatic
fumble
hit.
card?
If
Not
you roll
usually
a
a
critical
problem,
one,
but-
it's something bad happens. I
Isn't
don't
this guy
like 'em,
flat-footed
but-
still? Oh no, he's flat-footed but not losing
Does a
his
19
turn.
hit you, Cal?
He's not
Kinetic.
fine.
E,
None of
E
them
or K?
Okay.
K it misses.
Misses? Really?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I've got
See, I'm
squad
looking for-
defiance armor.
Okay.
No.
Oh, that's right. You're second level, so you got some others.
Well, yeah, and I'm an armor specialist soldier, so
Got it. Okay.
I-
Pescadine.
and vests get extra bonus to their AC
No.
when they're wearing armor.
Go take another one down. What's the problem?
Yep, yeah, no problem at all. We'll start with him. He seems to be the most in combat at the moment. No, well, this one's wounded though, right?
I hit
We're
him.
both one.
Don't
Yeah, we'll
waste
take
if
the
it
one
takes
that's-
spell slots. Don't. Feel like we have this one in hand.
Yeah,
There might be another
I
combat
had
later.
Yeah.
Oh no, that could never happen.
We don't
Might
want
be-
to spend all your spell slots right
Isn't
away.
it
Don't
able
want one
to,
of our party members to die. in
I don't know how this
initiation.
game works on people in combat as far as shooting into combat. This game got like
There's no cover or anything.
no cover's a problem at all. Then I guess I can step up next to you and shoot him with a I think it's a pulse laser.
Okay.
Yeah, pulse caster pistol,
Okay.
I know.
which is probably about I'm going to guess about 11, well about 12 or 13. I'm not sure how to adjust that. I got it says +1 here, so I assume that is
Yep. So that's +1. So
that's 11.
11. That's a miss.
Yeah, I had a bad feeling about that.
Ice up.
Didn't use my deck. Oh, that is. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with another trick attack.
Okay.
Try and do something with a plus 15. That's a 19. Unless the target is a -1 CR, that is not going to work. That fits in nicely. I've got a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 this evening. Alright, I'll try to hit him normally. That's a 15 plus 4 is 19. Presumably kinetic.
That's a hit.
Take 1.
All that dice you get
number
one.
2.
Same one I was going after before.
Alright.
Maybe I should have just shot him now. Put him out of his misery.
Number 2 is gonna whack.
Well, you
that.
could, I mean, legitimately, like I said, try contacting the tail.
No, number
No,
2
number
is up
2's the
front.
front.
Yeah, see, I got the bases marked.
2.
Yeah, I don't know what
So,
happened. Those
yeah,
things are
he's
gone.
whacking that in. What does a 14 do?
Hit me.
Hit you?
Yeah, 13 did a minute ago.
Yeah, my memory's not there. Take 5.
Mine's. Oh, yeah, that one hurt. Oh, you'll be the first one to be healed. That's 9 points, isn't it?
Wash my hands off. Grab it on the floor.
And
I didn't touch my hit points yet.
number 2 runs away.
I have stamina.
Well,
Is that
we'll
provoke?
see if we can find a way to
Yeah,
run.
Right.
What? He just gets to run away?
He gets to run.
Dang it. Why did?
Yeah, they don't have.
Cal.
Oh, well, I'm gonna shoot number 2 since he's running.
Yeah,
And since
shoot
I have
him
a
back.
very long range, I have 25.
That'll hit.
We'll go for that 10
And
again.
it collapses in a heap.
Hey, buddy.
And number 1 runs away.
How does he get more movement than the other one?
Because he didn't attack first.
Oh,
Next.
Pass.
I shoot at him with my pistol. How about his 20?
I thought he was the top of the order.
He is. But he gets to
He rolled- he rolled one.
he gets an extra run.
Ah, right.
In the middle of someone else's turn?
Oh, was it a full run or was
Yeah,
it?
it's a full run.
Okay.
He's like totally scared and just runs.
Panic
And
run.
he's
Oh,
able
20?
to do that at the
20
end
hit
of
him?
the end of the
20 in him?
yes.
Oops. You dropped your phone. Funny, you lost your phone but then found the glasses.
1 damage.
Welcome to my world.
Yep.
Ah, oh great, glasses.
Right, I can move too.
Lucky that.
Okay.
Move 30.
Equivalent
Yeah, I mean, considering how hard it is to grab that
Yeah.
figure, yeah.
Just could
I
I
want the money.
don't know how bad we want him.
Money.
Well,
Well,
Not bad enough to waste resources, bad enough to keep shooting.
Yeah, well, I'm sure enough to
yeah,
keep
there's a
shooting.
number or email or something on
I
that
don't think range makes any
package.
difference. You know.
I
It
always thought it was
does,
very
but I don't
close
know
to
what the
it.
range on your.
you can always go 30
10,
feet or something.
20, 30.
Okay.
That's 30 movement,
Okay, folks, we did not find
give or take. So
Star
about 10, 20,
on the pads.
30, 40, 50, 50, 60, something like that.
I don't know the range on
No idea
a
at
pistol
all.
off the
It
top of
should
my
say.
head.
Alright, well, we're back. We still have no glasses, but we're back. So, got a little bit of time in between here. Now, whoops. Probably don't need my flashlight.
How is the brown Oofy preserve doing?
The Brown Leaf Reserve hasn't received any new gets for a while. I believe you were the last one to donate, but that's okay because it's still going strong. It's ever present and effervescent. It's
Ever present.
ever
So
present.
are we doing the little Debbie first?
I was gonna do them side by side. I was gonna
Oh, okay.
because you know it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and it's like maybe I need to go back to. So you can do whatever you want, but I'm gonna start with the Little Debbie being opened. We're this is harkening back to the one of our previous boothies where Mr. Bilton purchased a one of the fruit pies. It was enormously out of date, and and said that it just cannot hold a torch to Hostess.
I'm reusing my little cardboard bits here. So
Okay.
good enough for cards, good enough for fruit pies.
Right. Okay, so looking at them right now, I gotta say, Hostess is a little lacking when it comes to the coverage.
I gave Little Debbie that when I
Yeah.
had theirs. I thought
Definitely.
so. I'm opening up my Little Debbie.
Let's
Now this one's got a crack in the back here, so we're
broken box. All right, so
get it out of here.
just for let's go ahead
Oh
and
Lord.
take these Starfinders off the path here. All right, we get to watch Danzee play something,
Hope he doesn't bring up something I'll get banned.
and we're looking at the Hostess pie, and we're looking at the Little Debbie pie. All right. I guess for aesthetics and design, you gotta love the classic Hostess turnover, as opposed to the I guess crimped all around edges.
The Pop-Tart.
The Pop-Tart, yes. So just looking at them, I think the frosting is more sheeny and not as powdery as the Hostess, but
okay, I'm gonna give my prediction, especially looking at this. I think when you have this much like frosting coating, where it's like almost like a thick glaze, I think you're overcompensating for something.
it is a possibility. It is a distinct possibility. That being said, I do like the Hostess shape. Like I said, I think it gives itself to more filling because you don't have to crimp that side.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just folded up into. But let's
I'm gonna go.
we're gonna go straight into the Hostess.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna Hostess.
It's not terribly important.
Okay.
And can we explain to our superiors that you're not positive this is the actual head?
Very fruity. Very pie filling.
Okay, what do you do with the data?
See,
Just like the can Mama used to open. It's
yeah.
I do like that, and it's got a soft, flaky, pillowy exterior. And again, it's just I like that shape because it lends itself to a hand pie. But I'm gonna go in at the Little Debbie here.
I'm gonna rinse real quick.
Okay.
So, Historia 7
Little Debbie going in.
Little Debbie.
Sarah here, I'll handle feeling faking
Okay.
death. Because
Right away,
she has
the Little Debbie's filling. The sauce is thinner.
Yeah.
It's much thinner, but it's more.
didn't give it out to anybody else.
It definitely has bigger chunks of the actual fruit. So I see
Well,
big pieces of cherry, whereas the Hostess is more of a cherry jam.
I'm gonna wait and see though, because Hostess.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. The Hostess is definitely filled deeper.
We take the rotten ones.
But-
throw it.
You know what I don't like?
Consortiums.
Because they have to do the crimping all around. It's like there's like so much
Right.
as far as the crust, and it becomes like it's not as soft. There's like a little more hardness to it because of how much glaze they use.
Here, yeah.
See another
Right
bite
up
here.
your guys' alley.
Okay. So the Exo Guardian leader is Zig.
See, I'm not getting hardness at all. I think it's got a tender flakiness to it. Even with the crimping, it gives a nice.
It could be on mine. I don't.
Soldier.
Yeah, shreds are these bug people.
I think what it is, and really here's my takeaway right now. The Little Debbie pie is a lot like a flavor. I'm just gonna say cherry because we're doing cherry pies here. A cherry flavored pastry, and the Hostess is more of a cherry filling with a pastry vessel. Is like what you're buying is, and it comes down to, do you like the pastry itself over the filling, or is filling the most important part to you?
See,
Going in for Hostess too. Yeah,
I think.
there's just no chunks of cherry in that.
Well, it's. I mean, I'll try mine. Make sure I can find it because I'm not getting. I'm getting like 1 on my my little Debbie.
You recognize her.
Because I've gotten. Now there are much more air pockets inside the Little Debbie.
Okay.
That's without saying.
Okay, now here's what I'm going to say about the Hostess.
Congratulations.
The comparison, especially here. I'm definitely feeling it now. The Hostess pie cares more about you getting the cherry flavor.
Yes.
I think with the Little Debbie, because of how much, like I said, so much glaze in the crust, all I can taste is like the sugary glaze. I really get very little cherry flavor.
Well, it's almost because you know Hostess is completely filled, wall to wall, full out with the cherry paste. And the Hostess, or the Little Debbie, is, like I said, it's more airy in the middle because it looks like it got a cherry pie filling. The Little Debbie is more of a pie filling because it's got chunks of the fruit in there, and it's just and it's thinner. It's just thinner.
I'm noticing in mine, I think this has plenty of cherry in it, but it's more puree throughout it. So
Yeah.
you get a lot more flavor out of it. I think that's how I'm noticing it right now.
I guess it's like I think the Little Debbie is more cherry pie filling, and the Hostess is a cherry jam closer to. Because definitely, I mean, there are bits of cherry in there, but they are just so finely macerated that they're just and there's a lot of gooey insides. It's definitely got a lot more gelatin in the mix, or a thickener.
What's it look like?
But again, it comes down to what you feel like. I think I would be happier with the Little Debbie over the Hostess, only for the fact that all right, you know what it is? All right, here's where it is. Do you like corner pieces of cake, or do you like either middle or side? Or do you like a side edge, or do you want a middle edge? Because with the Hostess, it feels like it's an edge piece with just the so much frosting being the middle of the section. Is like you just got that big sugar bust of flavor, and it's very fruity. It's very filled. I mean, for the value, if they both cost the same amount, the Hostess is, I believe, the better value because you're getting maybe slightly less puff or slightly less pastry, but much more filling. But again, it's more of a jam over a pie filling.
I don't know though, because I almost feel like, especially because I was able to get a good chunk of just the filling right now. I'm gonna keep going back to sweetness. It feels like this is trying to be like a super sweet snack. While I feel like the Hostess pie does a much better job of emulating a pie. Like there's not too much crust. It has a little bit of sweetness in the crust and it's flaky, but you're getting like a full pie experience with the Hostess versus the Little Debbie. Little Debbie, it's I don't know. It's too sweet, maybe. It's like I'm not getting like. I feel like cherry pie needs to have a little bit of tart.
Everybody who has skill, give me a life.
The Hostess inside is not nearly as sweet as the Little Debbie inside.
I'm getting like almost hints of kind of like cough syrup, like that kind of cherry. I'm not saying it's that far, but like in the back end, it like it's very reminiscent.
As far as cleanliness, the Hostess, because of the thickness of the paste.
Oh god damn it! I'm making a mess of it.
Yeah, the Little Debbie definitely you almost need a napkin unless you're gonna like eat it quickly. But if you want to savor it and go slow, I mean, the Little Debbie, Little Debbie is definitely runnier and thinner, and the Hostess is much thicker and gelatinous. But I think it's a byproduct of what they're both going for. Hostess like got their mixture where they want it, and Little Debbie is trying to give you more of the traditional pie filling. But it's just not as it's like the first scoop out of a can of pie filling. You know, it's like all the stuff has been settled to the bottom, and you just get a lot of the thinness and a couple bits of fruit. But I don't know. They both really have their strengths, and they both have their weaknesses. I would have to say, head to head, hands down, if I had to pick one, I would go with the Hostess.
Okay.
Hostess is overall, just on the point system, I think that the crust on the Little Debbie is better, but the shape, the accessibility, and the inside of the Hostess just outweighs that one pro of the Little Debbie, and it's a very close. It's like A, B plus, just between these two on these head-to-head cakes. But just based on that,
Yeah,
I mean,
when
if I had the Little Debbie cake with the Hostess inside, somebody buy out the other and make it happen. I mean, that's a done deal.
To see, like, even just like this cross section here, I've had this sitting here, none of it's run out.
Right.
You can see good amount of chunks of cherry.
Right.
Meanwhile, this Little Debbie, it's like it was just starting to fall.
Yeah,
all
it's
over
just
the place.
oozing out because it's a thinner.
Yeah.
Again, it's more of a pie filling, and this is definitely a jam paste. But
Let me get a rinse here. Let me get another. I finished up the Little Debbie. Let me get into this
Also,
Hostess.
I'm gonna reload my pistol.
Like pistols need to be reloaded.
I should probably be in the front. I'm not gonna.
I'm sure everybody loved to tune in for this and get
It's
the
fine if you wanna get
the heated debate over with.
You know what? Food reviewers do very well.
That is
on,
true. That is true.
I'm a big fan of Review of the Week over Review Bra.
You had gold. I didn't.
Running on empty. Food reviews.
You have a smoking aid?
Why would you need a smoke?
Because dark vision doesn't see through smoke. That's why.
Well, I'm glad overall you're on my side of the Hostess.
Overall,
Blind us too.
I like the Hostess fruit pie, mostly because
I can still see.
and a bit of nostalgia kicking in because I love the traditional turnover
Yeah.
design
I can see right through
over just the
blind side.
Pop-Tart.
So you guys are walking into the warehouse.
I think we got very good pies too. Like these didn't have like a big air bubble in them either. These both are like really nice and tight.
Wait, is there like?
I want around two.
Hmm?
I want around two.
Who left? Or you got to buy?
I got the buy.
Ah. Who's rock playing?
Red sticks or whatever that slide up. I don't know what the
Did
fuck
we stopped to get a light source on
Jared?
Yeah, he has
Jared
his
Piper?
hair- He has his hair kind of
Mm.
weird. Like, through the-
Yeah, a flashlight.
he's wearing a jacket with it like pop.
Keep it
pop-
up
Yeah.
and start throwing it
Oh,
away.
yeah, you're not going to want to throw your only light source.
It's like Jared graduated, and now he's doing the
the
first year of college spin-off season.
Throw them into
Okay.
No, you're not going to be able to
Well,
do those.
Just get like a whole pack into him.
That's a lot more sugar I needed for my day. I appreciate the Little Debbie pie. Thank you, Bob. I really,
Yeah, thank you for the Hostess
I
pie.
did enjoy doing this head to head.
Start off into the room.
I feel that it would almost have to be.
No, and I appreciate it because that way I can fully like have them and I can make up my mind.
Right.
Not just say, oh yeah, Hostess, but I can at least give the Little Debbie another shot.
Again, if Hostess
You go
copied Little Debbie's crust recipe, keep everything about it the same, but this that crust recipe, because this is coming off as like dry. Yes, it's flaky, but it's bad flaky.
Maybe I see that I get nostalgic for that kind of flakiness because that feels like a homemade pie crust. That feels like something my grandmother would make for me when she made me like a rhubarb pie or something.
Well, your grandma was a bad cook. If that's no. All jokes aside, no. It's good.
Featherstock.
It's just
I don't suppose we could.
Wait, what is
I think it's drier.
favorite food?
And I think they're able to get away with it because of the thickness, and if it's sitting there long enough, it's just going to absorb in, and it's counteracting that. And then you have to compensate for that because it's not like a fresh made pie that you're going to sell the day you make it.
No.
So I get that. I just think Little Debbie, on a whole,
Continue forward.
the crust itself is a better texture and flavor, but almost everything else about the Hostess is better.
I'm going with him.
All right, so we've got Rock
That was a good intermission.
bringing.
Got to throw this stuff away real quick.
You got it. Rock is playing Vamps for life.
Yeah, I don't need to jump in the hole. Wait, do we
Oh, excuse me.
Good point. There is a hole
And
there, isn't there?
Jared Piper
What's rapid response dead?
Actually, it looks like a bunch of wires blown up.
is on Pizzone.
Perception check.
Because it's not a true Panza anymore. He took out,
20.
I think, the creatures.
Not extra.
I think he's just on burn and land destruction, or maybe he took out the land destruction. He's just on burning creatures, but he's missing a third of what makes Panza, and that's why it's now the Pizzone for him. And nobody has won their first game, so we're going to get rid of these. Doop-a-doo.
Oh, that's for my. I thought that was for my voice.
I still got Hostess pie. I feel okay having the Hostess left over the Little Debbie, because again, the Little Debbie was runny. And if you didn't hold it just right, it was just going to ooze out everywhere. But the Hostess, it stays in there pretty good. But
Oh, I'm doing really good.
I'm going to try to withstand from eating during the game.
I got unnatural 20
I'm muting it
plus
in a
one,
bit. Okay. So we're starting off with a boost up,
20. Yeah, thank you.
and Jared plays something.
It doesn't matter.
Top notch commentary team.
11.
Top notch.
Oh, wait,
What's up, guys? I know! I said that. I was like, something miraculous has happened. There are actually Pokemon spawning at the gym now. I don't know. It's like they realize it's like, oh, hey, we never flipped the switch to turn Pokemon in this spot on.
Is it really a bar or a restaurant? Or...
I opened it up, I'm like,
your
skins,
modifier.
spin the gym, check, oh, it's Bob in there, I won't battle him out. And then it's like, oh my god, check these Pokemon.
It's like, I know. Like, the Pogo Plus just started catching things. I'm like, there's nothing ever to catch here.
Mine has a range of 25 plus 5 per
I
levels, so.
lost the glove. There it is.
Lost the glove, lost the phone,
lost glasses,
the
lost glasses, lost everything.
Everything is stored.
This is truly a black hole. So Rock doesn't have anything to show for all of his efforts. And Jared just has, looks like a bunch of rioters. Rock down to 15. Let's see if he can recover here. Looks like Rock did do 3 to Jared, unless Jared did that to himself with the shock fetch, but doesn't look like that's the case.
Because you moved ahead.
Alright, enough of the
And Rock,
Get on with it.
starting off strong with a Vampire Nighthawk.
Ooh, great value.
Wait, how does
That does a 1 and 2 black, first strike.
I got one of those too.
Death
Oh,
Touch
you
Lifelink.
just brought up. Okay.
Death Touch Lifelink
That's
flying.
what it was. I couldn't remember what it had.
3 keywords on a 3/2 body for 3 mana. That is good no matter how you spin it. And it's even made better when you play with the Vampire Whitehawk, which is the Dwarven Aeronaut or whatever it is out of Kaladesh. It's the same thing but in white.
Yeah.
And it got the nomenclature of the Vampire Whitehawk.
A lot of good fighting Pokemon out.
Yeah, it's a fighting event right now.
Oh, is it? I missed the memo.
And right now, they said that they've added a permanent move to certain fighting types. Hitmon, fighting types like Mankey, Machamp. You can encounter shiny Mankeys and Machops. And then new move been permanently add Power Up Punch, available to certain Pokemon such as Poliwrath, Hitmonchan, Kangaskhan, Medicham, and Lucario. So I thought Machamp was going to be on there because, you know, he punches, but apparently not good enough.
Alright, Pesk.
Oh, my turn.
Your turn.
Oh. And Rock is scooping it up. Jared apparently is continuing to play for some unknown reason. Maybe he didn't get the memo that Rock scooped on him.
Wow,
So
this Mankey is being a jerk.
Mankeys are jerks.
I know, they're angry monkeys.
Alright. So I'm going to take this opportunity to send gifts to people.
That's cool.
You don't have a ranged weapon?
I do, but
And Jared is siding out the Blood Moons because against a mono black deck that runs only swamps, not really a good card. Don't know if that's good or if that's bad when it comes to Rock, but just going to give Jared a little bit more burn power to get behind.
you could throw.
What is funny those circular objects?
Bless you.
Wait, the spaceship behind
Are
you.
they like pillars? Are these pillars?
No, they're small, bless you. They're small,
Still.
like round containers, shipping containers.
Oh, the shipping containers.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
First question. What is it?
Well,
Hey, Benji opened up his gift. Thank you, Big Bada Boom.
one of them, and then I won't mind blast it.
Okay.
Yeah, since I don't have it open here, I'll
That's,
check these
nine
gifts
and
people
six,
sent
15
me.
points.
Yeah, yeah. I sent you one like a month ago.
Well, I'm taking care of it now, okay?
Uh-huh.
Powerful spell.
Yep.
I kind of actually ain't gonna get you a thank you letter.
Yeah, so if you rolled up to 10...
I see
if
you
you rolled
just gave
11 or
up on
higher, it's
hand
the
cams
back
this week.
number.
Yeah, I'm moving away from the hand cams because they just did not work as well as I was hoping they would, and I am not able to get them in a position to be viable, to be worth the hassle. So instead I have a time cam, a technical difficulties cam, the game cam, and the workup of a new layout that I'm hopefully going to be able to implement in the very near future. I am incredibly lazy, so it may not happen for a while.
That's Cash to love you.
Love you too, man. So, as I got to talking about, my background for this first broadcast I've done in March is the Matendalion. Matendalion, of course, is a 2/1 for 1 green, whose damage may be prevented for the payment of 1 blue mana.
So just throw some water on it.
Yeah, pretty much. It's if he attacks, may pay blue to have it deal no combat damage this turn. It was an attempt to bring the power of the Savannah Lions to a feasible level, power level, because everybody knew Savannah Lions were just OPAF.
Well, green Savannah Lions would be very powerful.
Right.
So you have to bring that down. White Savannah Lions, it's a bit okay.
So Rock is going to go for the throat.
Now we find out how bad it is.
And Jared down to 17. I think Rock up to 23.
That's what I'm seeing.
And we also have a Vampire on Rock's turn. See, Rock is a mono-black vampire gain lifey deck. I don't know exactly how it is, but Rock is currently on a budget crusade. He is just picking up. He's going wide in his approach to the quality of decks that he's bringing in here, and I love Rock, love him to death. I hope he never stops. He does have his $9 Rakdos deck. Now he has this this mono black Vampires for Life deck. He still has Horny Cows. That's being run by Mr. Zach Zenko tonight, and and Dagrons. I'm sure Dagrons are still floating around out there. But we're gonna crack a fetch and shock in a looks like a Sacred Foundry, or possibly a Stomping Grounds. Looks like Stomping Grounds from here. But he's gonna put down a Mystic Elf, or Elvish Mystic.
3 points.
Better than I did.
Yep. Well, that's
Yep.
okay.
Ice up.
You say saying next to you was better?
Yeah, except that
Or
we're moving up.
no,
so.
is it an Elvish?
In that case,
No, I think it's the one that untaps a land.
You can be near me when you move up. Thank you.
Oh yeah, so a guy on eBay totally tried to rip me off.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
there would be the
Yeah.
correct spot.
I bought this sushi
Uh-huh.
for 25 bucks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was back on February 22nd.
Okay.
That's when he shipped it.
Okay.
So it never. After about a week or two, I'm like, no wait, it's
it's
further back than that. Sorry, but anyways, and I messaged him like, hey, where is it at? And he's like, it's shipping there now. I'll send you a replacement.
2 more.
So
Oh, just a replacement. Wow.
I'm like,
How generous.
I'm like, oh, no. First, I give you a refund or I can send you a replacement. I'm like, well, if you have a replacement, I'll take it. 'Cause I'm
Right.
like, okay, I guess you have replacement sushi sitting around.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't just have,
so
a sushi box?
Yeah, so another week goes by, still haven't got anything in the mail. So he,
Which dice was that?
I opened a case of eBay at that point. 'Cause it's
Okay.
like, it's just a matter of that way I'm protecting myself.
Right.
And that way, that there's a record of it.
KAC9 is
So,
probably not
I submit it, and then like 3 days later, he messaged me saying, hey, I've had a medical emergency, I'll have it in the mail. And then he mails it, and I look at I got the card today, I'm looking at the pictures, it's the exact same card. He just never mailed it for a month.
No, what case here?
It's like, I've been on eBay for many, many years.
Right.
And if something's coming up and you just can't mail the card,
Right.
just tell me there's gonna be a delay. I've done that. I've told people that before. Like if I was like a day delay mailing something, or someone's messaged me saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, I was a week late paying. I was on vacation and I didn't have reception." This happens. I'm like, that's totally cool. This guy just didn't say anything and wanted to make up a story about a replacement card. It's like, just tell me you had a medical emergency and it just took you a while to mail it. That's fine. So that's yeah.
Nice job.
But I got the card, so everything's fine.
Yeah.
It was just a
Lock the door on the way
weird bunch of hoops I had to jump through.
Can we move the ship into the hole so no one comes in?
We take your
But you got your
Oh,
shit.
here we go. Did the item arrive by February 14th? That's when it should have showed up.
Wow.
Accurate description, yes. Cellular communication. Shipping speed. I'm sorry, bud. 1 star.
No, we stand in line for the album.
Because you can't give a no star.
No, but you know what? Feedback is permanent.
Yeah.
The long rest or something?
Yeah.
You need an overnight rest.
My goodness. Okay, Rock.
You have one yet?
Rock is in solid control of this match here.
No, there's no
We have a tireless tracker with some clues down. Looks like, oh, I get to use my clue counter. I haven't been paying attention. Okay. What we got? We got
Start bringing the cargo
no
out.
clues? How many clues?
We asked to see their ID.
Oh, that's blue.
They've got good ID.
Excellent.
Ziggy comes over.
Did he crack all the
confirms
clues?
who they are, congratulates you on a successful
I'm so confused.
extermination.
Okay, so one counter, it looks like he used the clues. And now we are Chandra the Mind,
You have your
Chandra the Mind,
We have the album
yeah.
and attempt to deliver it to Historia 7.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go, back
Mind
to
Sculptor, Chandra the Mind Sculptor, that's the word I'm looking for. I can magic. There she is. 4 abilities on a Planeswalker, there's nothing that can go bad with that.
6 hours standing in line.
Four abilities on a 4-mana Planeswalker, there's never a problem with that.
Such value.
Four abilities on a 4-mana Planeswalker that comes in with 4 loyalty, and 2 of those are plus abilities that give you mana. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Oh, forgot
Yeah,
to
I
give
give
feedback
you
for
a credit
somebody.
stick.
No, I need
I bought 10 unlimited 10 unlimited commons for $10.
Ooh.
Got, and then
What, were they randomized or?
No, there's 10. It was
Fortitude.
I got Pestilence, Unholy Strength, Invisibility, Unsummon, Monoware Elves, which for $1 is not a good deal. Tranquility, False Orders, Ironclaw Orc, Disenchant, and then Guardian Angel. So Disenchant and Monoware Elves for $1 is a really good price, because Monoware Elves, but even in like, these were, you know, LP to MP, Monoware Elves is pretty good shape. That's normally like a $5 card. So
In that case, I have a measles.
Nice.
always catching those deals.
Anger of the Gods. That says all your guys are dead, and I lose an elf.
You're gonna take 3 points.
Yeah, it's the untappy elf. It's not the Elvish Mystic. That's
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to do a reflex save.
How much?
So,
How much?
Anger comes down, wipes out all of Rock's board.
Never mind. No
Jared, who is at 8 life,
okay.
now goes attacking Rock
Okay.
for a 5/5 tireless tracker.
Each copy is 50 credits.
Okay, so for this feedback,
Go for the throat!
we're going to go to Last Action Hero in IMDb and find a quote.
4 characters limit.
For the
Look at elephant.
For Historia,
Hey, I think I already used that one.
50 on the credit stick.
So all of your feedback is just Last Action Hero quotes?
Not usually. That's just what I've been doing lately. So my feedback will be the narrator saying something is rotten in the state of Denmark and Hamlet is taking out the trash.
Oh, well.
If you want
Seems good.
to buy it.
To be or not to be.
With a
Not to
I'll
be.
let you buy it. We'll take
Claudius, you killed my father. Big mistake.
take album.
Do we just keep it?
Why don't more people love that movie?
I don't. Every day. I run into people all the time who don't get that it was supposed to be a comedy. Like, you know, obviously, you know, mix of comedy and then some serious elements in the final
Right.
act. But, you know, if people just don't, they think
It's supposed to be a very self-aware, tongue-in-cheek.
of like Arnold's career
Right.
and this action films in general. I mean, John McTiernan is the director of it.
Right. So we've got a sanguine bond coming down on Rock's side. Oh my goodness. When was the last time you saw a Sanguine Bond hit the field in anything but Commander? Woo!
That's a value play right there, baby.
Now one go for the throat ends this game. Oh, I'll take things Jared Piper never expected to see today for 100, Alex.
I forget, what is Sanguine Blood do again?
Sanguine Bond is whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So yeah, Rock's gonna get attacked and he's gonna go down to 9.
Nope.
Oh, goes for the throat. I'm so lost. What's happening right now?
I think he was just like giving up and wanted to see how many cards down.
Yeah, it looks like he was like 2 cards away. I guess I could have had the audio on so we didn't have to guess this entire time.
I can't hear too well anyways. So.
That's alright.
We talked to the next.
So yeah, it looks like Jared got there in 2. Rock playing up the vampires. Seemed good, just fell a little short. If not for that anger of the gods, Jared would be looking at a game 3 right now. Okay, let's see here. Do I have Rock? I do have Rock. Rock is 1 and 2 on the year now. Sad face. And Jared Piper is now 2 and 0 with the Pizzone. Alright. Now I'm going to leave it up to you, Mr. Bill.
Okay.
Do we want to see Shiny Stupid Tron? Do we want to see corporate taxes? Do we want to see a I didn't have anything better to play, so I threw together Soul Tie, which is black, blue, green.
I'm just going to stop you right there and say corporate taxes.
Corporate taxes?
I have no interest in seeing a Tron deck.
That's fine, I'll stand guard.
We also have Horny Cows. Sure. Naya Control featuring... Now, I was told to emphasize that it's featuring not 1, but 2 copies in the main board, mind you, of Coalition Relic.
There are a few things
that's a bold move, Cotton.
Not 1, but 2 Coalition Relics in the main board.
Hey, that's confidence, baby.
And Infect. So, are we going to get Horny Cows being piloted by a person who doesn't really know Horny Cows? Or are we going to do corporate taxes? I'm leaning towards corporate taxes.
Corporate taxes. I don't know what that deck is, but it sounds fun.
Well, it's called corporate taxes because it's like a deck mash of Death and Taxes and Abzan Company.
Okay.
So, because it's company and taxes, that became corporate taxes, and unfortunately, he doesn't run a Rhino, even though it's a blinking deck. I questioned this, and his only response is, I can't company a Rhino into play. That's a pretty piss poor excuse.
No, with that attitude, you can't.
For the love of God, I better not see a single Restoration Angel come out of that deck. Because God help you, if you play something that costs 4 mana in a creature, you are going to get rained so very hard, Mr. Ho. So very hard. So, I'm going to duck out for half a tick and see if Mr. Ho would like to represent his corporate taxes to the world. Again, I'm going to step out and leave you in the more than capable hands of the Starfinder Society.
And well, you should. We've already rescued one little old lady.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh, what's it
Who
all?
are we cheering for?
Laboni.
Is that the person at the top racer?
That's the
Person who masked off against the top racer?
that's the acquisitive Starfinder. And she mouthed off to Rat Rod, and now she's
I'm
gonna
assuming
race.
Rat Rod is the rat folk.
Correct. Okay, actually I lied. You're gonna get 6 actions apiece
Okay.
because of scaling.
Well, I don't have scales.
No, scaled for 4. Okay.
That's what you get for listening.
Sarcasm. Okay. So let's tell you what. Let's do it this way: 3 all the way around, and then another 3, and that way you'll get an opportunity to kind of mix it up a little bit. Okay. So give me your 3. You can improve Laboni's racer, investigate, sabotage, or socialize.
Let's see. The only one I won't do is socialize. I'll be the other 3 then. Is that the
Okay,
easy
you
way
want
to
one
do
of
it?
each, or you can do all in one. Just depends on what you want
Just
to
go
try
for
and do.
3.
Okay, so give me your best computer engineering, perception, or physical
Oh,
science.
definitely perception.
Okay.
That would be a 19.
Wonder what the other one is.
Yeah, these new ant eyes just pick up things really well.
I know how to sabotage areas. Really well. Grab the
Okay.
toy.
So you are able to improve. I'm sorry. What was your roll?
19.
Okay. So you can increase the speed by 5 feet.
That's good.
Get a +1 piloting modifier, +1 attack modifier. It's not attack to disable, but it's.
Do I need to write this down or you?
No, just tell me which one you want. Or you can get a +2 bonus to EAC or KAC.
Speed.
Or you can install an energy weapon or a kinetic weapon. Or upgrade the current weapon.
I would just
Oh, I think installing an energy weapon would be really nice.
Okay?
you attack.
Adds a little bit more to your racing, right?
Well, it's-
I mean,
okay, so install another energy weapon.
Yeah.
we're all just
Okay.
gonna do it.
Alright, and your second one, sense motive or engineering.
Oh, sense motive or engineering.
So what did you roll on the first one?
19.
No, but what skill did you roll?
Oh, perception.
Perception was easy. It really doesn't matter. They're both all, I think,
Yeah, they're
plus
the same.
0. Whatever they are. And whatever it is, it's not probably going to matter.
Nope.
Nope, it's not going to matter.
And give me a stealth or engineering.
Stealth or engineering? Actually, they're probably both the same, pretty close to the same. Stealth is probably better, but it's like +1 probably. So that's
Nah,
about.
won't do it.
Okay.
Alright,
I did some good.
I wish to improve the quality of
okay.
the client's racer.
Okay, computers, engineering, perception, or physical science. And I can say that slower.
You say that reverse
Computers,
now.
engineering, what?
Perception or physical science.
Engineering.
Okay?
26.
That'll do it.
Nice roll.
So you can increase the speed, get piloting or attack modifier, increase the armor class, or install another weapon.
Increase the speed.
Okay.
Do we know how fast it can move now?
It can move
Faster.
400 and, I don't know, 45. So you increased it from 40 to 45.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So that's pretty good. Okay, your second.
Second, I'm going to try and get in. I don't know anything about gaining information. Let's
You
see.
can continue to try to improve.
Oh,
You can do the same thing.
Oh.
do the same
Yeah,
thing.
you can.
Oh, that's
If
cool.
you're successful at one.
Oh, I
if
should have
that's-
left down that one. That's the only one I had a decent roll on.
Yeah, you could just
17.
prove 3 times to get 5
Yeah.
moves
Okay.
each time.
You're good. Increase the speed. Increase piloting. Okay.
Yeah, right. That's the only one I had any decent bonus on.
That's
Trying for 3 in a row.
that's
Okay.
the only one I have this bonus on, +1.
Ooh.
20.
That'll work.
Armor.
Which one? Energy or kinetic?
Energy.
Okay.
Seems like the important one.
Yeah.
All right. You're up.
Perception for the make it better thing. Right?
Okay. Perception. Yep.
It's 10 minutes.
Nope.
Okay, another again. This
This is 7.
The same 10 doesn't work. Nope.
It's 7. Okay, the one where I try to sabotage the enemy.
Sabotage. Okay, stealth or engineering?
Well,
Yeah, I don't think it'll matter.
3's not gonna do it.
Okay.
where's the enemy racer? As I raise my sword.
No, you can't.
No, what you need
Can't
is
do that.
Well, I'll try to find out something about the enemy. I don't think anybody's tried that yet.
So the socialize.
Yep.
All right.
We all should
yeah,
just
can I have negative charisma? Could be a reason why I didn't try that. You think? Pretty sure.
I don't think I have a rank in any skill that is on this list.
Yeah, no.
So there are 5 other racers.
Okay.
Can we just kill off 3 of them? I mean, prove it. Yeah, let's just go smack the thing till it breaks.
My socializing would have been a negative roll. Be a good reason not to try it. Not unless it was
So there's Lemgem, Niacin, Orsis, Rat Rod, or Velocity.
Let's start with Rat Rod.
Yeah,
That sounds
okay.
important.
Okay. So he is willing to banter with you. Give me a sense motive.
11.
Okay. You have rattled Rat Rod, and he's starting to up his dander a little bit.
Okay.
Take offense to some of your trash talk. So give me an intimidate check.
2.
Not gonna do it.
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't figure.
So next thing to do.
I'll try to talk to one of the other guys.
Okay.
Lemgem.
Lemgem. Okay. Give me a bluff check.
10.
Won't do it.
Nope.
I'm amazed the 11 worked.
I'll talk to Velocity.
Okay.
What do I need to?
Yeah. Give me a mechanics check.
13.
That's best roll yet. He has no
Nope,
skill on
not
it.
gonna do it.
I literally do not have a single skill that matters.
All right. 3 more. Pescadine. 3 more.
3 more.
You're a
Oh,
bone
definitely
cruncher.
gonna go
We don't
for
expect you to do that.
increasing the
Okay.
no questions asked.
I have acrobatics, athletics, and culture.
That's a 15. Probably may not have made it.
That will not do it.
Nope. Try again.
Well, I don't think I have much.
That would be a 23.
Okay. Which one do you want to do?
Ah.
I can
Put
increase-
everything else into speed.
I was gonna say put it
It's a
back
race,
into
right?
speed again.
Okay.
Like she could finish. Like if they had enough food, she could finish half of
And
it.
1 more.
That's a 28.
That'll work. Another speed.
Ah.
I would think though, because we already.
No, one in kinetic defense.
Okay.
Ah, the man's actually been
If you
listening.
did electro, I'll take the kinetic, get the other side. So it's got a little defense on it.
I applaud the fact that you were actually listening. Usually I only talk because I enjoy the sound of my own voice.
I'm sorry, did you say something?
Ah, shut up.
Isif.
All right. Back to increasing the quality of our
Okay.
Flying Racer.
All right.
Concentrating on engineering.
Okay.
8 and 6 is 14.
Nope.
Ah, that's 2 8s.
See, we're getting about 50 right now, isn't it?
12 and 6 is 18.
That'll work.
Speed.
Okay. Got it.
7 and 6 is 13.
Nope.
Okay, we're done.
Yep.
Pass. What are you doing?
Improving. Fail.
Okay.
This dice is
Fail.
really... There we go.
18. That's good.
Speed.
Got
Only
one
thing
in
I
there.
could. Only thing I
Alright.
could.
We're about 55 now, I think it
There's
is.
2 more people I haven't tried to talk to. Let's talk to them.
Okay. One of them was, let's see.
Think I can
Niacin?
odds either way,
What's
right?
that?
I think one was Niacin.
Nice and
Well, I
okay.
got a
What do I
7.
need to?
Culture check.
Culture. I have it. But I have a +1, so 4. Nope, that's not good.
No, that's not good.
And who's left?
I
Ursus?
think Ursus.
Yeah, I don't think we were built for this. I just want to go chop off all the heads.
Look at these sterling rolls. 2, 3, 4, 2 5s, 2 6s, a 7 and 2 8s.
Give me a diplomacy check.
19. Ooh. I don't have any bonuses to that though.
So you are able to friend Ursus, although he's kind of standoffish. But he at least starts talking to you.
Okay.
And he gives you some tips so that you're able to increase Laboni's piloting checks by 2.
Okay.
Way to go.
That's we got the speed, defenses,
And then I suppose
There's always going to be the people that have
my third one, I'll have to try perception to improve the ship. I don't have much else I can do. 14 is not enough, so.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah.
I literally just have zeros
She's gonna like just go
on every roll there.
have one burst of speed and everyone's gonna be going 80.
I know the feeling.
That improved one was a 16 DC.
Yeah, that's...
So.
Yeah, I had no
You
chance.
actually did alright, I think.
I accepted.
Well, yeah.
Except for mine.
Okay. So, now it's race time.
Okay.
There's going to be 2 phases to the race. The first is you can fire your weapons. Each weapon can only be fired once per round. If you fire, you get a -4 for your piloting.
But wait, we're not.
Because there's only one person in running the racer.
I thought Laboni.
Right.
I thought Laboni was.
Yeah. But so you got a choice. If you fire your weapon at somebody else, you're going to take a -4 to any piloting skill test.
Yeah, we're controlling him.
Yes,
so
you're controlling
Does
Laboni.
it affect her skill checks or ours?
It'll be hers.
Yeah.
If you don't fire the weapon, you don't get any minuses to the pilot.
Right, that's the idea.
Yes, sir.
How good a pilot is Laboni?
That is a good question. Laboni is currently at a +5.
Ah, yeah.
You see,
Because you're better?
I'm considering
So you can pilot in place of Laboni, and she's perfectly happy to allow you to do that.
Thank you. I will.
Okay.
Wow, we've got
And
over
your pilot skill is 10.
Plus 10?
Plus the +2 we got, right?
Plus, we had plus 3.
And whatever.
Alright. And we're back. Got a little bit of time left, not too much.
That's pretty awesome, actually. That's a big help.
We're going to have...
Those pre-gens can be pretty useful sometimes. Okay, so phase 1
Alex.
is
Ho!
firing weapons if you choose to. Phase 2 is a piloting check as to whether you move
On corporate taxes. He doesn't get a free win, though. Definitely not going to get a free win.
3,000 feet long.
And Rock is not his opponent. Probably. Don't know who his opponent is.
Each one is times 10. So full speed is times 10.
But
So
it probably isn't going to be Rock.
300 if
But,
I have no extra firing unless
so,
I'm shot at.
something
well, and then,
And even this.
something occurred to me
so
Okay.
let me make sure you're
not too long ago.
it's not going to damage the vehicle. All it does
Licensing
whether you move at full speed or
in
not.
this country
So it won't
So
damage
it's not
is
really it's not really damage.
curious to me.
Yeah, I can tell you all about it, baby.
Because
Some other
when you look at an action figure, or licensing to make action figures, that is a very specific license that one company holds,
Potentially.
pretty much. Because the reason that that whenever Funko makes a Marvel or Star Wars pop vinyl, it is forced to be a bobblehead.
That is correct.
Because a pop vinyl would be classified as an action figure, and Hasbro holds those rights.
Yes.
Okay, so
That being said, which is why you get bobbleheads instead of solid necks for those two properties.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I got to thinking, it was like, well, you know, in my mind, it's like, well, that makes sense because they don't have the action figure license, they have the bobblehead license, and that's how they're able to do that. So they can't make action figures.
Yeah, even going to like their mystery mini blind box figures,
Right.
those are bobbleheads.
Exactly. Yep. Everything in that has to be a bobble.
Yep.
And then I got to thinking, it's like, wait a minute.
Let's get this started.
How many companies
Okay.
print the same licensed characters
Fire.
on apparel?
Okay.
Because it doesn't seem that one company has the hat rights, one company has the visor rights, one company doesn't have the turtleneck rights. You see many companies making many products in apparel for the same IP. And I got to thinking, it's like, well, how is that fair?
Because in their licensing agreement, they're probably not. If you pay more money, like Hasbro has a master license, so they, when it comes to like the figures or toys, like they have a master toy license. So anything else that can be considered a toy has to change in a way to be like the bobbleheads. Like they don't have that bobblehead makes it different. Now, when it comes to the shirts, they're probably paying to license that character, but they're not paying enough to make it like they can do it. Because there's different degrees in that. Where if you want to pay more, you can, but for them, it's like we'll just pay you a nominal fee to use the character. Hasbro, Marvel, whoever is Mattel, anybody who has the intellectual property rights, they just want the money. They just want the income from it, either through royalties, if there's a percentage they get off on the back end, or if there's just a upfront fee for a certain period of time.
Okay.
That's really what it comes down to. It really depends on how much you're willing to pay, and then what is written in your license agreement.
I mean, it just seems weird that, you know, like, absolutely, if you can corner a toy market, toy market is set up from its birth to be cornered. It's how it got slotted in on that. But you would think that there'd be, Nike would be big enough to say, hey, only we can print this team's. We're going to pay enough for exclusive printing of apparel for this sporting team. Like, whether it be the Lakers or the Sixers or the Bulls or the Bears. You would think that a company like either Nike or Adidas or some company would foot the exclusivity to that IP.
Some of them do for certain IPs, but it also depends on whoever is the copyright owner. They might see more value in being more open with it, because not only are you getting more money from more people, you're also getting the royalties from more people.
Right.
So sometimes it's worth it to have one person for like a sense of quality control. Because I don't really know like a ton about the sports teams, but I'm sure there's some people out there who exclude like UFC only goes through.
Tapped Out.
No, actually no. Tapped Out has a deal with WWE. UFC doesn't use Tapped Out. I think Bellator does Tapped Out.
Oh, Bellator.
Maybe. I can't remember if it's Nike does UFC. This caused a big problem. I can't remember which brand it is, because it caused a big problem because before this deal, fighters could do like the sponsorship on their trunks and stuff. And
right.
After the deal, nope. It's just that clothing company. I just can't remember which one it is. But except unless you're Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar still gets to keep his Jimmy John's sponsorship on his trunks. So yeah, it just depends. But I know that's different though, because that's sponsorship. But
it's just weird.
Hey, licensing is weird because it's like. NECA can make certain things because they're making 7-inch figures,
right?
Versus then like 6-inch for like Hasbro, Mattel, or somebody,
right?
You know, it's like you just have to have that specific wording in your license. Like, you can't make a statue, but you can make a paperweight. So the paperweight is essentially a statue, but you're selling it as a paperweight. Or like you're making like a vinyl bust of something that has a slot in it for a coin bank because you have a license for a bank.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a lot of hooky. That's weird.
That's if you the problem though is that licensed stuff sells.
Right.
You know, it's like, you know, you can make some really cool stuff, but not people won't look at it. But you're making like cool Star Wars stuff, then you have an audience that's already built in that wants that.
Right.
And so it behooves you to pay for that license if that matters. If just making money matters versus your artwork. But then you also have like T-Fury and all these other sites that just wholeheartedly steal stuff and don't care. Good old shirt of the day sites.
You're breaking out pretty good at 18.
Well, it's because different enough to avoid litigation.
It falls enough under parody.
Yeah, under parody and fair use. So.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's also sometimes a matter of how much money you're making. If you're not making a lot of money, they don't necessarily care.
Right.
You want to shoot?
Because what's worth going after you. Or you can be, some people like Charles Band, Full Moon, has over the years many times, just because he didn't have like particular distribution rights for something, but he would just claim he did, would just make it and then produce it. Then when someone sues him, he made enough money to pay them off and keep a profit. Not even care. That's happened quite a lot with stuff.
It's right up there with the Universal King Kong debacle. I do love that story. That's one of my favorites. Is
I'm sure I've heard this one, but you want to regale it.
Normal people can have no trouble.
There was a version of King Kong was being made. Oh, it was no, it's Donkey Kong. It was the story of Donkey Kong. Universal was suing Nintendo because they put out Donkey Kong, claiming it's just King Kong. You know, it's like, hey, this is our intellectual property. We're suing you because it's we own King Kong. You can't do that. Went to court. Came out in court in the discovery that Universal didn't own the rights to King Kong either. So they're trying to sue because they thought they owned it. Turns out they didn't. So Nintendo won that case because Universal did not own King Kong. But yeah, Universal.
Yeah, King Kong was an arcade film.
Huh? Alex?
Excellent.
You want to shoot?
No.
Okay.
Who's his opponent? Who's Alex playing?
Rat Rod does hit.
He's going to need it. I rolled a natural 12.
Alex ho?
Yep.
Jacob?
You're still
Oh boy! Whoo diggity! You got the bye? Congratulations on your win, Rock. Oh boy! Now we're gonna see what top tier play is about.
nice job.
We should put everything in speed and go even faster.
Jacob
Down
Gonzalez.
to 80 speed and only needed.
No, if we had all done it also.
No, we've got a lot higher than that. I put 3 back in a row.
If we'd have got to 80 speed, we would have needed 4 turns.
Right.
Yeah, no, but
If we'd got to 100 speed, we only need 3.
Okay, Dad.
Oh, your list of budget decks you're building? I commend you, sir.
If we hadn't improved the armor,
I commend you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you showed me that one. It looks very, very intriguing. Okay.
So, you guys have
We have top tier playing happening on cam for all you lucky people.
Top tier.
Top tier. We're seeing Alex Ho in his corporate taxes mashup deck taking on,
competitor in the jump
well,
race going
quite honestly, a god amongst men.
in mind for future.
Who kicked me out but didn't throw anybody in?
Wasn't me.
Oh, it's under. Oh, it just happened.
Go ahead and apologize to Rat Rod.
But Jacob Gonzalez playing not one but 2 mainboard copies of Coalition Relic.
Just you watch. It's gonna win him the game.
It's I honestly, it's top tier play at its best. Nobody can stop this freight train.
Tremendous.
Oh, I apparently had already claimed one today. Oh well. No big whoopee.
You done goofed.
I did done goof.
Okay.
And now he's jumping like a madman.
You need to complete 3 to get credit.
Yep, that's Predaking.
That is absolutely Predaking.
It's nice that Predaking is like the mascot for this set.
You can always go for extra credit, right?
Because I feel like Predaking gets a bum rap.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can't be
I can absolutely see that, because if not Predaking, then who? I mean, you.
I mean, it'd be Devastator.
Well, I mean, but he's going to be the supplement or the standalone set like Metroplex.
Yeah, but I mean,
so I mean, it would be Devastator, but it really can't be. All right, starting off with a Sakura Tribe Scout.
And I'm firmly in the camp of not really giving a damn about Volcanicus, so.
I liked Volcanicus or Volcanus.
Is it Volcanus?
I think it's Volcanus.
I mean, I'm not sitting here like, oh my god, it's terrible. It's just not. It does not tickle my fancy.
I mean, honestly, if all 5 Dinobots would have been launched at the same time, they would have been a combiner.
Maybe.
It just feels like, I mean, even when I was playing with my G2 or my second run new colored Dinobots, my
blue Grimlock.
He was more of a royal blue. He wasn't bright blue. He was a dumbed down royal blue. My blue Grimlock and my green Slag and my red Sludge. It's like it always bothered me that they didn't combine. Because every other set of 5 bots really was a combiner. So it was almost a foregone conclusion that someone was going to be like, make them link. We'll call it something fiery, like, I don't know, Volcano.
I think that's what makes them better, is that they don't. It's that they're just so, like, brute strength. That's, like, especially in, like, the movie, where it's just them going after Devastator, and these big, dumb dinosaurs.
Alright, and we've got Tide Hollow Sculler coming down and stripping out the prime time out of Jacob's hands. Woo! Woo! You know, the only reason that it looks like Jacob is behind in this game is because he hasn't gotten his Coalition Relic out yet.
It's going to happen.
It is going to happen. Then this game is going to turn. And it looks like we are not Halimar Depths, but Talaria West. So we got some hot
is that a
transmute on the line?
Pack?
That is a Summoner's Pack.
That's
So
what it is. I know there's a pack, but I can't remember which one came first. What word came first?
So we got the Summoner's Pact into the hand off the Transmute of Talaria West. Transmute, of course, you pay 3 mana at sorcery speed to pitch the card with Transmute to pull a card with equal CMC from your deck and put it into your hand. So Jacob looking to have 4 mana on his upkeep, and that, if Alex can kill the snake in response to him casting, or I guess you can Summoner's Pact to put the creature in and then kill the snake so he can't drop a land down, or I don't know. It's a lot of weird timing. I think you should just kill the snake and then make him put the land in play first, thus taking away the blocker, and then you're just free to get in with your Knight of the Reliquary and your Tide Hollow Sculler and your. I believe that is a Ratchet Bomb, or a that might very well be an Engineered Explosives.
I can't tell because it's a lottery card.
Nope. I know what it is. It is an Aether Vial.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
He does have Aether Vials, and I bet it is the Invention Aether Vial. Yes, it is. It is also. It is an Aether Vial on 3.
I forgot about that because there's so many masterpieces,
right?
Like the inventions, all that stuff.
They all really look alike if you're not like knowledgeable what they are.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what masterpiece would he be? It would either be an EE or nope. He is playing a Taxes deck, so it is going to have Aether Vials. And we are going to get an EWIT with a
Eternal Witness.
An Eternal Witness, and the Eldrazi that lets you eat a card in exile to kill something. I'll find it.
That card that does that one thing. We're the most knowledgeable Magic streamers.
Oh, I am. And you are. And you're helping. And it's awesome. I got an idea of what they are. I just don't know it right from, like, face. So
because they're all just, like, shapeless blobs of, like, gray.
Yeah, I mean, they're not, like, really, really good art anymore. But that doesn't matter.
Get Drew Tucker in there. He'll make you some Eldrazi.
of them are +6.
No, a tentacle has got too much definition for a Drew Tucker art.
Well, it's in the mist.
It's gonna come out looking like the Progenitus card.
Yeah.
Okay.
CMC. I know it costs 3, so I'll just do it that way. Here we go.
No, that's not the word
You can do it, boy.
When you watch over the
Eat some beans.
Okay, go search the room.
It's black devoid.
And
Pretty sure it's devoid.
23.
This was the last one.
28. Max.
It's gonna take me the rest of this match to find it. Jacob does have a prime time in play now, so the Summoners Pact went and got himself a prime time, but how did he cheese it into play? I missed that.
I go, oh, wait, what race are they?
Anybody here know how to sense motive?
Was it a dramatic entrance?
What
Is he using Ginny tactics?
Really bad socially.
What is
There it is, Wasteland Strangler.
What is Summer's Pact do again?
Summoners Pact.
Can I do a perception check?
Search your library for a creature card, put it onto your hand, then shuffle your library, and
Okay,
then
yeah, I don't know
on
how
your
I
upkeep.
know.
I don't know. I mean, he tapped 5 mana, but
What are we rolling?
Sense motive.
I don't know. He may have dramatic entrance cheesed it.
Damn it, Glare.
5.
Yeah, it's probably a proxy anyway.
That actually, yeah, it's probably right.
But Wasteland Strangler, that was the black devoid card. It's like when it comes into the battlefield, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. If you do, target creature gets -3/-3. So he Wasteland Strangler the card that was exiled with Tide Hauler Scholar, and that was able to kill the mana snake. But Jacob somehow was able to get the prime time into play.
Okay, fine.
Wait, I asked
And I say somehow because it was probably something nefarious.
We'll send him out the way we came in.
Damn,
He's along
cheating
with our
son of a bitch.
investigation.
No. He is not a cheater. He is a top-tier expert.
They turn
Pro.
something loose at you.
Pro expert.
Pro expert. Proxpert.
Propane.
What's going on, kids?
I asked him nicely, is there death?
So we've got counters out here for something.
What a mess. What a just a mess.
Alex goes to 16 life.
So bad, made me go to sleep. Is that only 3 minutes left in this round, or is someone not updated the clock?
Looks like the tournament organizer is falling asleep on his own job.
But I make sure nothing.
Oh, it was a free job.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting paid for it or anything.
We got what little information we can out of the 2 of them. We sent him out the way we came in.
But prime time is in play, however it happened. I still think it might have been a dramatic entrance. Thus taking a cue from
To make a farm, I don't want to take
from Stubbs and his Ginny deck.
Don't peg your roll, Olivier.
Next turn, I'll not, or next game, I'll not be looking at for Wasteland Strangler, and I'll be watching how it happened. And it also could help if I just didn't mute so I can hear them.
So you guys are
All I hear is Starfinder, so
What a good thing to hear, though.
maybe
Killing mice, people,
racist.
spaces.
Are they anti-union?
They're spaces. Ha ha.
here. Okay.
Remember when Kevin Spacey recorded a video in his kitchen as the character Frank Underwood talking about his innocence and how, like, bananas that was?
What?
Did you not see that? Oh my god. I swear it was right around Christmas.
I don't know how fast works here.
Kevin Spacey put a video on YouTube where he was like in a kitchen, and he was basically acting as the character Frank Underwood from House of Cards,
Oh,
talking
okay.
in that voice. And
Engineer.
you know, it's like he's talking like, "Hey, you don't believe everything you hear, right?" And it's all this stuff about his accusations and like, the arrest and everything he had. But it's almost like he's talking in character as the character of the show, but he's talking about the stuff that's going on in his real life and how you shouldn't believe everything you hear and all that kind of stuff. It's bananas.
Wow.
It's
So
total
everybody else backs
bananas.
up and I trigger the trap.
Wow.
It was I cannot remember what else. It was one of those cases where a lot of stuff was happening and then that dropped. I'm like, this isn't. I didn't expect this to happen.
So Jacob is being held back from attacking with the prime time, probably because he doesn't have a coalition relic in play.
What a fun-loving pair.
But he does have a gemstone mine.
Good.
Okay, so now you
It's something I hate though because I can't. I assume those are proxies.
No, these are real.
No. These
Oh,
right here.
no, these are lands.
Okay.
They're just glare on the card.
The problem with the glare sometimes is I can't tell.
I know, it's okay. I mean, it happens. I mean, not everything's perfect.
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
I'm not. No. It's just funny.
I'm sorry, Bill. I don't have a light diffuser set above the.
everybody have survival.
I believe I do.
Not everybody has perfect lighting.
Jerks.
I'm afraid not.
Nope, sorry.
So you have plus.
But what we do have is a wall of. Oh, going in.
No survival. No survival. Okay. That's all right.
No, it's not.
All right, and we are fetching out 2 lands. You know what lands he's not getting? A coalition relic.
Those are the best lands.
It's better than a land.
That's true. It can't be blown up by Armageddon.
That it cannot.
Anybody have a
And that's time for the round.
sense motive?
Sure, I got sense motive. I got an adjusted 0.
14.
I don't have either.
No.
You can do them on train.
Yeah, that's why.
Go
All
ahead.
right. You found 2 lands. Are you gonna show your opponent what those lands were?
Okay. That
Nope. You're just going to assume that he. You're just going to assume that he was okay with the 2 lands that you pulled, even though you didn't show him off right away.
Wait, let me see. I don't even know where that
It's not
is.
even on the sheet. It's a skill.
That's not.
actually, it's part of survival. Give me a
Oh well,
survival
yes I
check.
do.
Give me a survival check.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be the last round unless he finds himself behind again.
Give me a survival check.
Or 9.
Okay.
Or 10.
There's so many things on the board.
There are a lot of things on the
I
board.
don't know what Jacob's doing over there.
As you're watching,
Winning top tierly.
go at this point. This is more
So we're
story.
cracking a windswept heath.
Notice that it's getting very warm.
Let's put us all together at least, because we're all going to be standing here. We're never going to be separate.
We are using the Knight of the Reliquary.
Just put us
You're
all
just like, you want to make sure that your AC doesn't get above.
Knight of the Reliquary says, gets a +1/+1 for each land in your graveyard, and you can tap, sacrifice a forest, or play and search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library.
A thing that looks like a large centipede.
And
This round, that long,
Yeah, it's a big one.
worms.
the prime time is now dead.
I wonder if the kids want to warm up.
Or in the hand.
It's what's eating the wiring.
Hence the animal reference, which we can't do.
Something happened to the prime time.
Well, actually, we can
It
handle the
it
animal,
did
but,
did it
we're
get
gonna be-
did it get blocked? There's a comma.
Pieces when we get done.
That is a Zakama.
Shut up.
I'm having a hard time following what's happening in this game.
Diplomacy.
A lot of balance, a lot of things. I'm not exactly for sure what happened. I think maybe the Knight of the Reliquary bounced into the
Okay.
that is a Zakama, and Alex just isn't gonna have an answer for his Zakama. He gets to untap all of his lands and then can deal 3 damage to a creature, destroy an artifact or enchantment, or gain 3 life. And
We're both reptilian.
if you had the mana to cast Zakama, you can do each and every one of those things right after she comes into play. So
I start paying.
I'm going to say that Jacob got there in game number 1, and good for him.
Oh, don't you get the idea?
And give me
What's their main diet?
one more sense motive check.
Ah, fix the time issue. Good man.
We can figure out.
Sense motive.
I was easily confused by what had happened there because I really thought that was time in the round because
16.
I
can roll one.
That'll do it.
I was having such a wonderful time watching this match that I thought time was just flying by.
Feed back out.
Good pacing.
The kids stayed there, and they say, "Oh, our friend."
Like watching an Ernest movie. You just get lost in the whimsy.
God, I'm so glad I did.
Except for Ernest in the army and Ernest goes to Africa.
Can't switch the head. and give
I
it-
can honestly say I've never seen Ernest Goes to Africa.
Oh my god. Please
Ernest-
never watch that movie.
Causes electric.
I've never been so mad.
So now that you have
Really?
I hate
into a little
that movie.
Wow, you don't hate any movie.
I hate quite a few movies.
I know, they're all Marvel.
No, I don't hate those. I hate Thor Ragnarok. I really don't. I don't know if I'd say hate though. I was really upset with Thor Ragnarok. I like some elements of it, but the comedy stuff was a bit too much for me.
No, they try and learn the language.
Who's that? Who's P.S. Gray? Well, whoever.
Piece of shit, Gray.
Whoever it is, he's about to get. Actually, I'm gonna beat him a little bit, and then just before I leave, I'll take it over.
Smash him, buddy.
Alright, lots of sideboarding happening.
But Ernest rankings, I think Ernest Saves Christmas #1, Ernest Goes to Jail #2, Ernest Goes to Camp #3, although it's really close to #2 because that movie's really like charming and delightful. Ernest Scared Stupid, delightful, that's probably going to be #4. And then, I'm gonna go Slam Dunk Ernest.
I haven't seen Slam Dunk either.
I can load these also.
Oh, I'm sure you can.
No, I'm gonna go Ernest Rides Again, then Ernest Goes to School, then Slam Dunk Ernest, then Ernest in the Army, then Ernest Goes to Africa. Okay. There's your Ernest rankings, and then if you want to get like all in there, we can talk about what's it? Professor something in the Gloom Machine. Jim Varney's in that, and there's a Ernest cameo in that.
Yeah.
Right.
And then of course there's Hey Vern, it's your pal Ernest.
Right.
And then there's all the commercials, which are amazing.
Oh yeah, that's a crisp, cool Mellow Yellow. Crisp, refreshing Mellow Yellow.
You know, you drink your Mountain Dews, but I got the crisp, refreshing taste of this here Mellow Yellow. My favorite moment in the entire franchise is in Ernest Saves Christmas, when he's bringing the tree to Vern's house. The setup is like, "That's my friend Vern. We go way back." Open the door, ho ho ho, Vern. Door slams in his face. Because that's the only time Vern shows up in the entire film franchise.
And it was just the hand, right?
Yep, just the normal Vern, just the hand. And that entire segment's great because he's doing classic Ernest, destroying Vern's house. Ooh, party punch.
I don't know. I'm still a traditionalist. I do like Ernest Saves Christmas. I do like Ernest Goes to Jail. I still got to rank goes to Camp #1.
It fluctuates because Camp is like such a charming, sincere. I think that as far as like Jim Varney as the character Ernest, I think that is like tied with Saves Christmas is like the most like pure version of that character.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of Goes to Camp.
I don't know. Ghost of Camp was just one of those movies that I literally watched every day during summer break when I was a kid. I had a very sad childhood during that period because literally every day it was Ernest Goes to Camp and Golden Child, or Ernest Goes to Camp and They Still Call Me Bruce.
Wow.
I know.
I was with you for Golden Child.
What's wrong with They Still Call Me Bruce? Absolutely nothing.
I can't say that it's been too many years since I've watched it. I can't. I want to give it another shot before I speak to it. Speaking of revisiting things, growing up I was enamored with Scarface. Around the time period like when I was 12, 13. GTA 3 used a lot of the music from it. A lot of the elements of that were in Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Right.
And I was just really into that movie. And then I just fell off hard on it. And over the years, you think about stuff like, I don't think that's not a very good movie, I don't think.
I mean, not even Robert Loggia can keep it from being, bad
Robert
at times.
Loggia, my favorite Cuban actor. F. Murray Abraham. Quite the Latino, let me tell you.
Those of us who aren't
you're filming a movie in 1980s Florida, and you think you might be able to fall into having at least 1 or 2 Cuban actors in your film starring Cuban characters.
Nope, Desi Arnaz is dead, my friend.
So I was revisiting.
There was nobody else. There was an embargo. Did you not get the memo?
I thought they lifted the embargo. That's the entire plot.
Not during that movie.
Just like, I don't need Cubans. Can I have like some, just any Latinos? Maybe,
Nope.
like,
John Leguizamo was not there yet. He was not ready for prime time yet.
So
He was still doing tranny impersonations for his mom.
I love Tu Wong Fu. Tu Wong Fu is a great movie.
Oh, Tu Wong Fu is an amazing movie.
So,
But he wasn't. That's when he was ready. He was not ready for Scarface.
so
And Rosie Perez, forget about it.
So, I recently heard a lot of people talk. I mean, this podcast here and there had that pop culture osmosis. Where I'm like, I need to watch this movie again. And Rachel said she couldn't remember if we watched it in high school or not. So we popped on and started watching it. Yep, that movie's not good.
I mean,
It has so many. The biggest problem. There's no redeeming qualities about any of the characters in that movie.
Well, no,
but I can watch films like Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer. You're watching an awful character, but there's something about them compelling, at least,
right.
Either performance or what have you. And in this, it's Pacino becoming diabetic, eating the scenery. That accent is horrific. I can barely understand he's saying half the time.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Wait, Mountain of Cocaine. That's a good movie right there. It's a boom. John Madden's not here. Oh my God! Now I want to re-record all of Pacino's lines in Scarface with John Madden quotes.
Say hello to my tight end.
Now what you got here? You got yourself a little friend. You go boom straight into your heart. Coalition relic. It's over now. Alex Madge was a scoop.
It's happening.
It is happening. Oh, so good.
That element, I think the film is ugly looking, especially during a time period when I think Brian De Palma is on fire on all cylinders.
Bam! Oh, that picture does not do it justice. It is future. There we go. Oh, so good. Look at that. Untaps gets to his pre-combat main phase. It's got a counter on it. He's going to get a mana of any color to his mana pool. Woo! How was this card not played in every deck?
I don't know.
How was this card not played in every deck?
It's undiscovered, baby.
I mean, that's what we're here. That's what we are here for on Titan Thursdays. Cutting edge modern play.
Oh man.
And we get a Tide Hollow Sculler coming down, probably taking that EE. Maybe the Path. Probably better to get the Path. I don't know. The EE is a pretty bad one too. With that Coalition relic, he can make any colored mana. And it happens for free. All you got to do is not tap it. Or no, you put the charge counter on it. Yeah. You either tap it for mana, and if you don't need it for mana, you put the charge counter on it, and then at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, that charge counter comes off, and you get a mana of any color. Any color. And he runs not one, but two. Two main deck.
It's really good, Why run a Felwar Stone? I don't know.
No, not good. Your opponent may not be playing the colors you want to play. Coalition relic, it's free mana.
Free mana.
Free mana.
Free real estate.
I mean, you always got mana. You play a rock, you may not use that mana.
That's true.
If you don't use that mana, oh no, I wasted it because I didn't use that mana. I had a rock, it was extra mana, I didn't need it. Maybe I needed an extra mana next turn. Enter Coalition Relic. Coalition Relic, you don't use that mana this turn, bam! Charge counter. Gets to your pre-combat main phase, bam! Any color!
Are you a member of the MTG finance community? Are you trying to spike? Are you doing a buyout on Coalition Relic?
No, won't happen. Can't happen. Can't happen. Not reserve list. Can't happen. Can't happen. Reprinted Masters 25. Should have been reprinted in every Master set. Why? Because Coalition Relic wins games. Hands down.
Why wasn't that a Kaladesh invention?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Morrow,
what's up?
Morrow, you got some splaining to do. Where's my Coalition Relic Kaladesh invention?
So Scarface.
Yeah, terrible movie. Go ahead.
The soundtrack is still really good. Jojo Moroder did the soundtrack.
Yeah, push it to the limit.
Well, he didn't do that song, but the other songs are great.
Walking on the razor's edge. Don't look down, just keep your head and you'll be in it. Woo!
So since we're so many years apart about that whole like montage is rather silly.
Look at that, Jacob explaining how Coalition Relic just won him the game. Alex, you got no choice. You might as well just scoop now.
Yeah, you're screwed, bucko.
You might as well just scoop. You got nothing. You got nothing. Oh, it's a whatever. Yeah, fire spout.
Yep.
Right, I guess you can use this now.
Fire spout. Bam! I'm on it. I'm on it. I'm not gonna miss a prime time just slipping his way into the game this time. I'm gonna find out how they came in. I mean, I didn't see a Coalition Relic last game, so I don't know how that prime time got there. But now that he's got the Coalition Relic, it's all but done.
Well, show and tell is legal, right?
Show and tell's not strong enough against Coalition Relic.
No, it isn't. That's end game. He should have scooped when he saw it drop. He should have seen the colors, not even read the card, folded, picked it up.
Any color. Virtually for free. Free mana.
Oh, that's cool. It's Hideaway.
Yep. As soon as I figure
Hideaway
out.
land.
Mosswort Bridge.
Yeah.
I'm adjusting.
All he needs is a big fatty, and he gets that land or gets that card. Play for 1 green mana.
Big fatty.
Every level of it can't be there this week. So
Also, I feel a lot of people that like idolize Tony Montana didn't watch the movie.
No, all they saw was Mountain of Coke and Robert Loggia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for the Loge. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, Robert Loggia's a cinematic.
God rest his soul.
A cinematic crown jewel. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, God rest his soul. You know, we don't have nearly enough character villain actors anymore.
No, we really don't. We have Ben Mendelsohn, who just cannot get away from playing a villain in every movie he's done anymore.
Right. And Robert Loggia had that era of, is like, he's going to be the villain, but it's going to be that one time when he's not the villain.
He's a Dabney Coleman.
Yeah.
If you need a sleazy, like, suit guy, Dabney Coleman, man.
I do want to point out what just happened here. Because of Coalition Relic, Jacob was able to use his Biomancer Sanctum to add blue mana. He was able to use his Force to add green mana. And then that pre-combat main phase, any mana, probably red, went in, BAM! 3 counters on Engineered Explosives.
You don't need to sell me. I've already bought like 5,000, Coalition.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
Oh, I need to go in deeper.
What's the price on a Coalition Relic right now?
Cash out, Coalition Relic, baby.
Coalition Relic.
I'm gonna guess 25 cents.
Coalition Relic. U.S. dollars. Future site. 564 cents.
Really?
That's no laughing matter.
Really, that much?
564 cents. The Masters 25 version, 477 cents.
That was close.
The Dual Decks Coalition versus Phyrexia, where the Coalition Relic is allowed to shine in the environment it was intended for, 412 cents.
Wow.
Where is our masterpiece?
You can buy a pack of cards or a Coalition Relic.
That's a snap decision.
That's true.
Snap decision. Snap decision. Snap decision. Rock, how many Coalition Relics you run in your deck? And that's why you got to buy in the last round. Solid. I don't know how. Alex is just hoping to draw this game out and go for a game 3. He's hoping to push it to time, somehow squeak in. I don't know. That's why I run 4 Stony Silence in my sideboards. I know when a Coalition Relic hits the table, I'm done. I'm just Dunyan Rings.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I think like all the decks I've created, like they're even like some like comparative reviews.
Nobody sees it coming, but everybody should see it coming. It's like Jace the Mind Sculptor. It virtually, I mean, it wins more games than Jace and Bloodbraid Elf put together.
Yeah, why isn't that banned? Tell me, guys.
I'm sure it's on the short list. When they've released their list of, it's like, hey, Mox Opal, hey, Ancient Stirrings, hey, Coalition Relic, you're all on the notification list. We're watching you. You're not clear.
Serving notice.
So he's gonna pop the engineered explosives, which he got with the Coalition relic.
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately,
oh,
he didn't have any choice but to get rid of the Coalition relic. That's what happens when you have a card so powerful.
This game is toast.
Now Alex has a hope.
So what's this 3? What is
Jacob
that?
goes to 8.
What is this 3 here? Is he's not taking?
No. That was the counters that were on the engineered explosives.
Oh, well,
There is a reminder of I just blew up and it cost 3. Now we have an Azusa down. Unfortunately, Azusa is not too strong because she can't let you put an extra Coalition relic into play. But
oh wow, I get more of them. Thank you.
But Azusa comes down, and that lets him play an additional land. More lands equals more ability to cast Coalition relics, which is a snap win.
You're not wrong, buddy. I'm gonna take a look at your
yeah, go ahead.
Dragon heist.
I got a sweet Pit Fiend out of there.
Oh, I can see it on the box. Let's compare and contrast.
That is some really nice figurines in there. The Spy.
He's way bigger than I thought he was gonna be.
the Spy, I love. The Noble, solid Noble. Another Wizard's Apprentice, but you can't ever have enough Wizard's Apprentices. But yeah, the Pit Fiend, he's a sweet one. I have been coveting Dan's Pit Fiend up on the shelf for a while. Titan Games, where I know the owner and you can too. That's Dan Crawford. So
he doesn't have a mace.
Yeah, this is the A and that's the B, I think.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's like with and without mace. Bam! Alex was able to somehow push through the Coalition relic, and we got ourselves a game 3.
A lot of heavy wash on his face.
Yeah, well, he's a demon. He's a dirty boy. He's a dirty boy.
He got deep in that booty.
That's right. But that's a sweet sculpt on that Spy, though.
This one?
I mean, that's like a straight-up assassin. It's like, that's not a Spy, but that's like nice, deep, rich color, nice details. That's nothing I expect out of, like, a blind box. I dig it.
It's not too bad.
And then the Noble is, yeah, I got money. What you want to do about it? I don't have time to worry about your problems, adventurers. I am buying you to do something for me.
That's not what you can do for your
Ask
noble.
not what your noble can do for you, but ask how you may service your noble.
Do you want me to put these back in the bubble wrap and put them in here, or just toss them in here?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. It's cute that they use bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Clicks, it's like, hey, it's in there in a little tray. I hope it works out.
Hope nothing pops free.
Hope nothing pops free, runs down back and forth, and breaks other figures. I don't know if maybe WizKids improved on that. I have not bought, I have thankfully not purchased any HeroClix product or anything from WizKids in, wow, now I think about probably like 4 years now.
Well, I've got Dud who still purchases quite a lot and gives me all of his excess that he never looks to play. So I've got a lot of people I need to build, and I've got a lot of supply to work on. But
oh, I got more for you. I have a dupe box I've been meaning to bring and give you.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
It was one of those cases I kept putting dupes. I was going to drop them off from my adjuster fund for the free box, but I don't have to do that anymore. I'm like, I'm just giving this to Bob.
Hey, I appreciate it.
My HeroClix, if they aren't my JSA figures, are still just in a box that I flung into my basement because I'm like, I'm sick of all this shit. Got so many HeroClix.
Right.
I sold off a good chunk again, the cool stuff, and then still got quite a bit.
My God, there.
What are we looking at?
There's a new D&D miniature, essentially a D&D miniature play set.
Okay.
That's coming out. It's, oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Oh, what is this? Icons of the Realm Waterdeep. Nice. Anyway, Tabletop Minis, Dungeons and Dragons. Where's the boat? I don't want collector set, I guess. Board games, collectible. Oh, collectible miniatures. Here we go. This thing. I don't want to pay for it.
Oh, that boat. I've seen that.
But my God, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's at least 35 feet scale wide, and it's gridded out. Miniature or gridded out for 1-inch squares. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I had seen that, and it's one of those things I look at. I'm like, $250.
Yeah, I don't want to buy it.
No.
But if somebody wanted to get it for me,
well,
I would.
Why? There's no reason for it to cost that much.
I honestly don't know. I don't know how much. This is for a campaign. I know it's for a campaign. I don't know how much of the campaign revolves around the boat.
But all you gotta do is get some hollow plastic, and then you got, form it, put together. That's.
I almost wonder if there's like the back section is like cutaway, so you can do like the below decks. That would be about the only thing that I could see.
I need a lot more. It's WizKids? I don't think so.
Right.
So I need a lot more photos to tell you if that's worth $250.
It ain't worth $250, but. It's a beautiful piece. I'm not gonna lie, it's a beautiful piece. It's not $250 beautiful. It's maybe $100 beautiful.
I feel like you could go buy like a model kit.
Oh yeah.
Hobby Lobby.
Oh yeah.
Do your own grid for $50.
One thing that I did get.
Popsicle sticks, for fuck's sakes.
I was able to get, or I picked up. It's a box of like 32 interlocking square grids, and they're whiteboard or white dry erase marker viable, and you just like make out however big a map. That's a beautiful product.
That's cool.
I didn't even know about that product. It's corrugated board, and it's highly structured. It's got a lot going on to it, but I haven't had the chance to use it yet in a setting, but. I can definitely see the viable in that.
That sounds nice.
But yeah, I saw this boat and I'm like, that's a beautiful boat.
It's interesting. The price tag instantly makes it like, no, it's not great.
And like this, I don't want to pay $70, but I'd pay $30 for this.
Well, yeah.
It's a crack and attack. That's beautiful, but it's so niche.
I legitimately feel like you could get like Reaper miniatures of those and paint them yourself for half that price.
Yeah.
It's not like it's that hard to put. Like the paint you would do would look just as good, if not better, than what WizKids is going to slap on there.
Right. Oh, we got skeletons. Hey, hey, ho, hey. And then and the shield guardian. Lab primer. I don't like that. Okay, so Jacob. Oh! Stuck on one land, but he does have a Simic Atoll come down. Or Karoo. Whatever you want to call it. Karoo, probably, because it's white, and I like white. We do have a Tide Hollow, or a Wasteland Strangler, and a Flickering Wisp, and a Aether Vial on 3. So Alex is absolutely in the catbird seat.
Eternal Witness dropping.
A witness comes down, go! Flickering, and Jacob just scoops it up. He couldn't find the Coalition Relic fast enough, and Alex walks away with this victory. Oh!
Yeah, Super 7 announced the pricing for their Snake Mountain.
Oh, yeah?
$600.
The hell?
That's what I've said. When they announced that price, I'm like, nope.
Sorry, I forgot. There it is. Congratulations to Alex for taking home this victory and winning. I'm probably winning tonight. This is probably our last match, and Alex, You deserve the victory.
This is what the prototype looks like.
My God, it's beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm not paying
$600 beautiful.
That's right. But you get people that have this attitude of like, if they don't buy it now, they'll never get it because of aftermarket prices or whatever. And I'm like, or they're like, oh, you people just can't afford it, you should have saved up. It's like, no, it's not a matter of affording it. It's a matter that is too expensive.
Right.
There's no reason that it should cost $600. $400. I think $400, $450 max. Because it's $600. You still have to pay shipping on that.
Right.
And everything else.
And Jacob Gonzalez picks up his first loss on the year. He is now 4-1-1.
Suck it, Jacob.
Alex pulls even at a 2-2. And hey. We're not attacking anybody here.
I'm not attacking.
Suck it. That's a direct attack.
No, it's indirect.
Sometimes the top tier just can't get it down. So
he failed the Coalition Rocket. I had so much money invested in Coalition Relics over this last hour.
Hey.
His losing has sunk my stock.
You know what? Coalition Relic had that game won. Had he not blown up his own Coalition Relic, he would have won hands down.
And my stocks have plummeted.
I think it was a knee-jerk reaction, and you didn't really think about what was going to happen if you got rid of the Coalition Relic. But I mean, that's the way it goes in the Wild Midwest. But oh well. 3 good matches. We got to see, unfortunately, we saw Danzee take the loss against Scott and his Boros Humans. We got to see Rock present Vampires for Life, but unfortunately, the Pizzone just was having none of that sanguine bond action, and he closed it out in 2 games. And then we got to see Alex Ho defy all of the odds and overcome a deck containing not 1 but 2 Coalition Relics, and I don't know how he was able to overcome that insurmountable odds, but congratulations to you, Alex. Even though your deck had no rhinos in it, you still was able to get the job done. Just imagine, he got there in 3 games. Had he had rhinos in his deck, it would have been 1.
Been toast.
He would have delivered a beating so bad his opponent would be like, I got nothing, you win in 1. So good. So good. I did, and so far it doesn't seem too bad, but that's gonna do us. Welcome to March. Some sad things that happened around me, but we're persevering, we're pushing forward, and now we're looking for the rest of March. Tonight, my Matenda Lions was here, and I don't know what's going to be up on Tuesday. You're just going to have to tune in to find out. But Billy, do you have anything you'd like to say before we get out of here?
I'm always the worst at this. I love you all so much. You're good people. Anybody who's tuning in, checking out this big lug over here, doing his green screen and doing his Hacksaw Jim hugging, representing, rocking Ricky, dropping the Roger Corman, Scott the Great Simpsons reference here, technical difficulties, please stand by. I've known Bobby, indirectly for about 20 years now. Became good friends about 10 years ago, but, I can't think of a better guy, and I'm so happy that what he does here every week.
Thank you for that, Bill. And I also like that little slip up in there where you called him Hacksaw Jim Huggins. That was amazing.
He's hugging that wood.
He is hugging that wood. He loves his country. He loves his America. He loves getting arrested with the Iron Sheik. And
that's right. He's had a little weed on his mind. Sheik had coke and everything else.
Anyway, I've been Evil Bob, reminding you that however you choose to live your life, I approve. Have a good night. Have a great weekend, and barring any unforeseen circumstances, I'll see you back on Tuesday.